Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone had a good week. Um, Let me just grab up some of the stream stuff. How's everybody doing today? At least once people start funneling in, I'll shoot a little bit of message into the Discord. Uh, let's see. Okay. And I'm gonna have to bring up the what do you call it? Stream up on my phone so I can look at the chat. 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 Anyone else know that song? It's stuck in my head. Okay, what's up, Callum? How you doing, man? Okay, let me bring up the chat on my phone so that way I could get my trading view charts back up on my laptop. Okay, solid, solid, solid. I can close this on my laptop now. Let's go to trading view. So yeah, so we have good news and we have bad news. Good news, clearly we've passed an account. Hooray. Bad news, we blew an account yesterday. And I'm actually pretty bummed about the latter statement. I'm happy that I passed this one, but I'm kind of upset at how I handled yesterday. Let me just mark some stuff out here. So today's new day opening gap. And yesterday was actually a good day for me in the morning. I actually crushed a big trade with small size, and I think that's kind of what did it to me. Is I felt like I had left some money on the table, and you know, I don't know. I had this weird feeling of like semi entitlement, which is like stupid. Like market, no, first of all, nobody ever owes you anything. Market especially never owes you anything. But I just felt like I was in a bad spot, like from the last few days, like the day before yesterday. So what would that be? Wednesday. Wednesday deserved. Like that loss was what it was. That was just a rough trading day for me. I have those every here and there. Third or no, Tuesday. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, I felt like I was robbed like multiple times. It was such a difficult day. And then to come out even, I was happy, but still like, felt like the day should have been a lot different P&L wise. And then yesterday I had a good read on the market and just I executed well and got paid for it. Went up $200 on that account, so that account was sitting at 1,700 profit. I think also what was semi-tilting about the whole experience is that we were 500 away from passing that account originally. So I think I had that in my mind the other few days and whatever. It went up 200. Tried to get short towards the top of towards not what was it, right around, probably if I look at the 1 hour. So after taking this high, so first of all, this is the 5 minute gap. This was a 5 minute breakaway gap that I took off the long position on. Okay, I then tried to get short. I'm not going to go to the 15-second chart because it'll just take forever to scroll over. But essentially, after taking a 15-minute high, or was it, I don't know, maybe it was an hourly high. Yeah, after taking this 15-minute high, this one right here, so I can mark that out. It was a very small sweep. So after taking that 15-minute high, I then got short in here, looking for it to run into this 5 minute fair value gap, right? That would now be a balanced price range. and it just never did. So I, obviously trade was in profit. Um, Added into it as it retraced against me up in here because I was up over, or I was in up towards here, was ready to take it off into this gap. Comes out, I say, okay, I'll add more, comes down and just rips up higher. And I think it was after that I kind of I feel like I kind of lost it a little bit. Like then my next you know I was unraveled. I went from being up 200 to I think down 150. Um, and after that I kind of just, I don't know, kind of lost it. Like unfortunate, but that sort of thing. Like I'm not invincible to it. I'm just like everybody else. Well, hopefully not like everybody. Hopefully everybody's better, but that's kind of that's the bane of my existence. Is sometimes I'll just get a little stubborn with my targeting and my draw, and I'll relentlessly go. And that's where we had this conversation a couple days ago, where it was like limits and stuff. Like do you limit your trading at all? And I think, I mean, it's been a long time. I'm still trying to find that right balance of where the right limit is, to where I can give myself enough of a chance, but then also know when to call it. And I'm pretty sure, that's $1,000 is plenty, at least with the size that I'm trading right now. Like 1 to 3 contracts, 1,000 should be plenty. But yeah, after going down 1,000 yesterday, I kind of was like, man, like you gotta be kidding me. And just, yeah, unfortunately just kind of lost, just lost my cool. Started taking some, I don't want to say crap trades, but like trades that just weren't optimal. Um, just shorting, and then getting good moves on the short, like here. I think I was actually, so this was a good 15-second gap trade up in here. Still getting short and being in really nice profit, but not enough, because I'm holding for this area, getting stopped at even and just losing it. Like, adding into the position, but knowing I really shouldn't take any more risks. So, getting stopped at even again, then playing like this game of ping pong in my head. The long trade, I did take a long trade, which was up to this high. It was actually right here. I bought this low. That's what passed this account and the other account. Size relatively heavy. I think it was 10 micros, so it was about one full size mini. From up until here, added a couple as we inverted this gap on lower time frames, and that was it. We had balanced price range. I just kind of accepted that we were going higher. Also, the 15-second structure on what was also really like irritating. So the 15-second structure, this high looks like a good 1 minute high, but on the 15-second, it's a bunch of like very smooth 15-second like low resistance highs. So I kind of knew that we were most likely to go higher, and also, NQ hadn't reached that weekly objective either. If we zoom way out, like we hadn't reached up here, we hadn't reached up here. So yeah, it was that long kind of got me to pass this one, and I was cool, but still just disappointed. Like, a win is great, but still disappointed in what I'd done wrong. More so, like that kind of overshadowed what it was, the good feeling of passing account, like, breaking a rule and kind of losing discipline for that little bit. It didn't make the win feel very good. Had I taken the trade and done the, passed the combine and then, took my 200 in the other one, even though it's been a hell of a battle, it would have been a great day. But, you move on, you live and you learn. So what's up, Callum, after I just vented my heart? Or it really, I just wanted to be honest, and we reset the account. So I'm actually going to, I'm not going to be trading the XFA today just because we've taken the weekly objectives already. I don't really see there's a point to force the XFA into trades today. I'll get into some analysis in a second. But yeah, so we reset the challenge account. Oh, I can't minimize if I minimize I'm still learning. I know I'm going to say this a million times, but I'm still learning OBS. And if I minimize OBS, it's okay. It stays off the screen. But if I minimize my window browser to go to OBS, it freaks out. Like it'll just get rid of the screen. So whatever. So I'm back. We're going to just trade Combine today. long story short. So what I'm looking at today is, or what I was looking at the overnight session was S&P to this volume imbalance, which is just a new day opening gap. I have the highs marked out over here. If we do want to take those, we'll see. It was a really shallow run as far as I'm concerned. NQ did take its weekly objective, what I was kind of looking for. I think we stopped just short of this area. Yeah, so that's something to be aware about. If I was looking for deeper retracements, I probably would have liked to have seen NQ move into this old new day opening gap. I don't like when they stop just short of them. It makes me feel like, you know, there's unfinished business. As far as like the way I like to think about prices, it has to reach destinations. And that's also what kind of like made me crumble with that 5-minute invert. Is like I don't believe a move is done until it reaches some sort of logical price level to where it then has a reason to reverse and move in the opposite direction. So these types of signatures always kind of make me a little weary or wary. I don't know what the right word is. Cautious. We'll just say cautious. So yeah, I'm kind of I'm very neutral for this week or this Friday today. No strong bias. I mean, obviously you can look at, you know, 50% of this impulse leg on the 4-hour as some sort of retracement. And where does that bring us? That brings us right to that 5-minute invert fair value gap, that balanced price range now. You could also look at it as a thank God it's Friday day. That could be towards the PM session if we're not done going higher. Like it's all relative if you believe we've reached the high of the week. If we've reached the high of the week, well then TGIF is in full effect. And in that case we would measure out, you know, obviously a max of a third of the weekly range. So we would just go to the weekly chart, measure out the candle. I just do quarters. So a quarter is around 19,048. So if this was the high of the weekly candle, and we were expecting a retracement down into 30%, it'd be somewhere around here. Which, would you look at that? It's also by that 5-minute inverse or 5-minute balanced price range. So we will see. I don't know if it's the high though. That's kind of what I'm skeptical about. So look at these tweezer top highs on ES, very low resistance. Again, not a very strong stab into that new day opening gap. Let's see what YM. I haven't looked at YM. Usually YM, when I'm kind of 50-50, will help give me some guidance. So YM a little SMT on the highs. We do have midnight up here. I forgot to mark it out on my trading view. It's all marked out nice and pretty. Midnight makes a lot of sense here. So you have London reversal. Maybe get a New York continuation down into half midpoint of the range. Not really sure. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for some sort of low time frame, obvious draw, and I think we'll move from there. Callum, are you from the UK? Callum Bennett sounds like a British or an English type of name. I don't know if you've told me this before. You actually probably did. Yeah. Sorry, because I know we have this the other guy in the chat, Luca Sutton, also very British sounding. And am I correct saying like, you know, well, I guess yeah, I am. Anyway, overthinking that. So what's up, man? How was your week? Did you have a good one? Everything good? Everything copacetic? Hey man, how's your week been? What's up, Luca? My week's been okay, man. I don't I'm sure you I mean I left it in the chat as far as yesterday. Yesterday I just stupid action for myself to do. No real excuses. I went over it on the beginning of the live stream. If you want to rewind and then come back to live, you're more than welcome. Long story short, we passed the combine, we failed the other. Um, and I was explaining how it's kind of dimmed the light of passing one because I'm just upset with how I acted. So I'm not trading XFA today, just because the weekly range I think is pretty much donezo. And if there is opportunity, I'll capture it in the reset combine. But I was just, look, where are you from? Oh, that's interessante. Yeah, I wonder if you guys are close to each other. I know he's got UK in his Discord, Callum. So I'm gonna assume yes. But anyway, how's your week, Callum? I don't know if you had this stream on. I don't know if you heard or not. But how's your week going, dude? Yeah, dude, it's been a hard week. It's just been a hard week. And again, the only bad day was Tuesday. Like Wednesday, I really, you can call me delusional, but I refuse to believe I traded bad on Wednesday. I feel like I just got so unlucky a few times on Wednesday. Thursday, I did stupid things. I mean, I traded well, but just did stupid things. Oh, wow. Gross. I'm assuming NW is North Wales. What time is it there? Like afternoon? Almost lunchtime? Or, yeah, what time is it there? Yeah, I hear you. Well, London session, which I'm assuming you traded, was a little messy. Tough to kind of get involved. So what time's it open for you guys? Like 1 a.m. my time? Like what time's your market open? I'm pretty sure it's 1 a.m. Eastern. I do anything just to rewind. Northwest UK. Okay, I see what you're saying. I do anything. Yeah. Dude, tell me about it. If we all had a time machine, it'd be great, wouldn't it? 2:30 p.m. now. So what time does your market open? Well, obviously, I guess it's 9, something like that, right? So if it's 2:30 p.m. now, that would mean, so you guys are like, yeah, London close for you guys is like 11 a.m. my time, 11:30, I think, my time. 4 to 10 a.m. Your time, right? Obviously. 4 to 10 a.m. your time. NY opens at 2:30 p.m. here. Right, but when's London open? London open at, I think my time London open is 1 a.m. Callum, I'm glad everything's good, dude. I'm glad you're doing well. Glad you didn't have to survive this week. Well, I hope everything's okay too. I hope everything's all good. I hope you're just busy. You know, that's good. That's fine. Nothing wrong with just being busy. London 8 a.m. You've got away lucky, brother. Yeah, blessed is right. Blessed is right. Blessed is right. So what are you guys thinking over here? I think it could have a shot at, rip into the long side one more time. I'll tell you what though, like from a macro perspective, like a macro analysis perspective, I really I didn't see the monthly candle doing what it did. And honestly, I don't know what that means for the market. I mean, like, had an understanding of where we should turn around. So happy about that, you know. Um, I I just I expected this monthly candle to close somewhere around the equilibrium and then rip to the upside. I don't know if it's necessarily a great thing. I mean, just because, so when this puke happened, it was the beginning of the month. So I was like, well, there's a lot of time left for this candle to form. And I just wasn't anticipating a hammer candle to end. I mean, obviously we have 5 days left in the month. But I don't know. I don't know what this is an unusual candle to me. I didn't really see that coming. I figured the candle would be, I don't know, look more like something, I don't know, like something like this one exactly actually. Closing in the bottom half to quarter, like bottom third or bottom fourth of it. And then if it wanted to rip down a little bit and then kind of makes this swing low formation to come to, start the, up into the right forever type of deal again, then so, that would have been cool. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's just, maybe this is it. But it is suspect to me, structure wise. Before I tried to, that should have told me not to trade. Yeah, yeah, I know. It's look, man, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, you know. Um, it's a hard, like, there's no real, there's only a few levels of consistency in the market, that you can base your if this then that's on. Um, I don't know. Like to me, I've always not wanted to miss certain trades just because something was mm, not ideal or like not certain. Because I feel like if you look for certainty all the time, you're never gonna, you're just not gonna find it. So I don't know. I mean, you can set rules, and I think that's smart. It's just hard to, I go back and forth on like, well, what rule is right and why is it right? Is it right because I think it should be right? And what's that mean? Like, what do I know? Why is it why do I think I know the best way? You know? So I've always struggled with the uncertainty a little bit of the markets. At least in, their behavior. I don't know. Like I've just struggled with like not having clean cut if this then that's. I'm planning on potentially taking some big swings today or just playing it safe. Um, I don't know. I mean, with the combine account, I mean, I don't I don't know. Uh, I think I'm definitely going to trade 3 micros on minimums today, or at least try to add into at least 3 micros on minimums today. And if I see something that really, I don't know, if I see something that really kind of gets me there, or that's really confidence inducing, then maybe we'll size up a little bit today. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's all going to be, you know, as we go. But right now I'm thinking possible upside, because I was explaining, I think these highs are a little suspect. We may want, and I think it's a very shallow dip into this new day opening gap. It's old, but yet again, it's shallow, and the structure is kind of weak. We will have to see how we react in these 15-minute gaps. We do have SMT between ES and NQ on the bottoms here on the 15-minute chart, and obviously that's working at the moment. But you could get shoved into the 15-minute gap. It's you can see we've taken these equal highs and it ran lower. So it's hard to say right now. It's a very shallow run below, but it is one nonetheless. So yeah, I'm gonna trying to be patient, So let's measure out these 15-minute gaps just to keep an eye. Sometimes I eyeball them and it makes it like I know that they're there and I won't draw them out. But then I miss out on like key signatures of like, it bumping up against the top side, or like, like this type of stuff. Like I like to see that. And then, the type of rejection off the midpoint, that type of stuff is typically helpful for narrative. But like I said, we're going to just wait a little bit because I don't know how keen I am on ripping it to the downside just yet. I mean, you do have, like I said, you have the S&T with YM as well on the highs. So you done for today, Luca? And Callum, are you planning on taking any trades today, or you just hanging out to hang out? Cool, man. Yeah, get a little bit of Friday action. I hear you. Callum, do you have a specific model that you like to trade? I'm done for the day before I do any more damage. Smart, Luca. Good for you, man. Just spectating on that work right now. Oh, nice. What do you do, man? What do you do outside of trading? If you want to share, you don't have to. I think we have some news, by the way, at 10 o'clock. I think we have like some Michigan consumer sentiment or inflation expectations. I'm just going to check that on my laptop real quick. Yeah, revised. Okay, revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment at 10 and revised inflation expectations. So we will see. Let's look. Hmm. I don't know if you guys hear my cat snoring in the background. I'm trading market maker models. Cool, man. I run the family doggy daycare business. Sick. That's got to be fun. Do you enjoy that? I know a lot of people would like love to have work that revolves around dogs, you know? I mean, as you can tell, I mean, I'm more of a cat person, but I like dogs too. I don't know if I'd want to own a dog. It's just so much work, and I would feel bad. Like, you know what I mean? Not, I don't know. It's like a lot. Like once you're, if you grew up with cats, you realize how easy they are, and they're kind of low maintenance. So yeah, I don't know. Oh my God, tired. Yeah, stretch. Ah, sore. Cats are easier. I love dogs, but it's just hard work. Yeah, man, I hear you. That's a nice thing. You know, it's a good attitude to have, though. You know, it's nice that you want to help out the family and not leave anybody out to dry. It's, dude, it's got to be like I totally understand, especially like multiple dogs too at once is how many dogs do you usually have to take care of? 30 dogs. Holy crap. Yo, that's insane. That's a lot of pups. Guys, I think I'm looking to get short here. I like the reaction out of the new day opening gap midpoint for ES and then NQ also rejecting. We'll see if I can get an entry. I'm also going to mark out the midpoint here just to get an idea of where we're at in the range before I start ripping a short. We're also just before a new 15-minute candle. Yeah, okay. I guess straight to EQ it is. Yeah, 30 dogs at a time. So do you have to, I guess it's mainly you're just walking them, right? And you're playing with them and looking after them. Do you guys have to bathe the dogs as well? Do some people pay you to, like, you know, bathe and wash the dogs? Because that's got to be a pain too. So yeah, solid short opportunity, just no way for me to get involved. Had I been a little bit earlier on the reins, I could have shorted right around here, assuming that this was going to be our order block, right? And let's just say I'm right over here, stop above the high, and take profit around 50%, leave runners to maybe go lower. That's probably what the trade could have looked like, but missed it, which is fine. I'm okay. I'm not too bent out of shape about it. Overnight boarding. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, that's cool. At least you guys don't have to like give dog baths. That would suck on a secure field, so it's not too bad. That's cool. So I guess they have a lot of space to run around and everything, and you don't have to. I guess you're really just picking up after them. Still a lot. Not downplaying it whatsoever. Dogs are a lot. One dog is a lot. 30. Oh my God. That's insane. Let's check out how we act around here. So a bit of what looks like to be an immediate rebalance on that 1 minute chart. I'm just going to look. Not quite. about a tick or so off, but it's pretty close to immediate rebalance right above the equilibrium, which is, I would view that as a pretty weak signal. You can see bodies are holding this area right now. I just want to see how we react around the equilibrium of that previous range. So new 945 candle just opened. YM wants to go lower, I guess, into this volume imbalance. NQ kind of giving good trades here. I mean, hesitated again. Just, I don't know why. I'm not quite as jumpy on the trigger as usual. I think maybe I'm just a little shook. I don't know. This will be something interesting to look out for. So see how we have this 15-second structure right around equilibrium of the old 1-minute range. Let's see, it did peek up into that fair value gap. But let's see what goes on here, because NQ had clearly ran away a lot further from this low. Now you have ES dumping it. Let's see if NQ wants to play catch up to the downside. So that's not a great look. Would love to get a move back up into here. Probably not going to get it. It's running away fast. I haven't quite made up my mind on whether I believe the market's really going higher or not yet. It's equal lows on ES, which is incredibly suspect. I took one there. I hate how the candle lagged. I just had to make sure that it wicked up into midpoint of this leg. Or at least close to, yeah. So wicked up into the midpoint of the leg, and yes, I'll now take that low. There's a little fair value gap here that NQ may get stuck in if ES takes that low and NQ doesn't. That would be bad news though for my short. I'm gonna put the stop at even there, just on the SMT. I feel like we've learned our lesson this week already. I think it could probably go lower into this gap or this balance price range, but I'll give it a shot to prove that to me. I could always get low, get short again on some sort of retracement. I like that move up into that gap. That is nice. I also do believe that ES will probably want to run up into this gap here. YM has a major imbalance on the 9 o'clock candle. I'm going to take it again there. I'm about to have 950 come into play. Not going to add any just yet. I like how it's playing with the gap though. I'm going to mark out that ES target. Well, I guess really what we'll do is actually let me leave that there. Let me go here and let me do this. Still playing off that gap. I'm going to add a couple there. And I'm going to look for the puke down, at least for ES to kind of move down into these lows. And I think I should be able to get something out of NQ here. Now you have S&T, or no, not inception yet. Let's throw a stop way up, just to have it. I'm going to take on one more over there. Where was that original gap that I was looking at? I'd be really surprised if ES doesn't move into this low. I would be very, very surprised. Like again, we do have the SMT here between these lows, but I think ES's destination is down here, so I'm not really, well, okay. I guess what I should recognize is that the SMT could be for retracement purposes, and if that's the case, then maybe ES wants to crawl up into this gap. But then that to me would just mean it needs to go like way lower, and okay, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see ES having to come down here. Oh, guys, well, we got a spike in our favor for once. How about that? Let's move the stop down. I'll let it roll out for a second. Can we get some follow through? Cool. I'll take a couple off just there, just to lock a little something in. It's about time we had one of those go our way, right? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if NQ, so I'm going to hold this for now just because if NQ can take these lows, I might be in for a nice short to hold, possibly into that 30% of the weekly range or, slightly lower. So we'll see. I think this one's kind of worth holding one on here. I mean, we have two, but I think it's kind of worth it to see what's going to happen. Yeah, from an hourly perspective, it's kind of nice too. I just don't know if I'll get stopped out. I don't know if my break-even stop is safe, is basically what I'm saying here. I'd like it to be. So that trade destination is what is kind of paying off here. How we waited for ES to kind of go into the likely draw, and that's why I held the long or the short trade there. I think I'm going to be forced to kind of dip out of one as well. Just in this balance price range as ES takes this low. Because that would mark some SMT inception if ES takes this low and NQ holds this one. Took off another there just to lock it in as we're clearly reacting out of this balance price range on the 1 minute. Now I'll be able to afford myself a little bit more. A couple extra ticks on the stop, although you know what? I think it's going to come right up to here and take us out. So We'll see. That's how this week's been going. I think I might be okay just because, like I said, I think ES takes this low here. So let's move this to here. Let's get out of that. So yeah, just used the inverted, the balanced price range here on the 1 minute. Looked at the lower time frames. You can see we were rejecting the midpoint of this little 30-second range, and on a 15-second, it's over here. You can see we came up, tapped that 15-second impulse, EQ one more time, and then shut it down. So. And then obviously, like I said, we used the ES as our narrative builder for a downside draw. And that NQ would probably give us some sort of move, for ES to also move lower. I'm going to get stopped even here, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. We'll see. It's going to take it. I hate when it teases it, though. Oh, come on. Give me the break for Friday. Do it for me one time, right? Do it for me one time. Leave me in the trade just this once. No, come on. That's going to take me out. There's no shot. There's no shot it doesn't take me out here. This is exciting. I doubt it. I'd be so surprised if it leaves me in here just because we have this little volume imbalance on the 15-second and on the 30. Like, it's pretty universal here. Oh, it's a bit of a nail biter. Yeah, there she goes. Oh. I'm gonna be sick because I feel like it's gonna do what it. I feel like it's gonna be part 2 of the short that I had to make of it dipping me out and then railing down 200 points. You guys want to talk about like sick, absolutely sick? And I'm being stubborn and not taking off the trade because I feel like if I exit here for the $13 or whatever, it'll never come back to the stop and I'll just get fried out of it. I don't know what would be worse. At this point, I'm almost convinced it's actually going to take my stop and then rip lower. This market is so cruel. I know, man. I literally, I mean, it's literally, it's a trader's dream because it's giving these great, like deep retracements into these swing legs. You know what I mean? So you're getting great risk reward, but what the heck, can like the market not just puke for me once? Is somebody helping me here? Is an investment bank watching the stream and just granting me mercy by holding the offer down for me? Please don't dip out now. Come on, do it. Just go lower. It's gonna take my stop. Oh, how much it sucks. Come on, just go lower. I mean, at this point, the structure is like ridiculous. I mean, there's almost no doubt in my mind that the stock gets taken. But hey, hopefully I fade myself, right? And I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. And it just goes lower and my stop is safe. But I'm pretty sure it's not. And I know if I take this trade off, I'm going to regret it. So I'm just gonna hold it. The $30 or whatever it is right now is well worth the. I'll pay that gladly to make sure I don't cause myself any, uh, you know, poor poor luck. Yeah, there's that. Might get S&T on those highs between ES and NQ. I'm watching right now. Oh wow, that's a good move. I would have loved to have seen the wick there. S&T between ES and NQ there. I'm tempted to reshort, but this time trade ES. We'll take one there. Just put the stop at the S&T high. risk 20 some bucks. Would hate for it to come up and take me out, but kind of betting on it not doing that. I'm gonna add another one as it kind of gives me some bit of promise that it wants to move slightly lower. And again, I'm using NQ, the framework here on NQ. Oh, what happened? Oh, this is the revision, the consumer sentiment revision. I don't know what just happened. What were we floating in P&L before? Did I make money off of that? What just happened? Because I know we weren't at. What just happened, guys? Did I make $11 per trade? Yo, positive slippage? Did we just get positive slippage on the day? Like, what? I'll take that. I've never seen that happen ever. I've never been helped by slippage in that way. Guys, I think we're getting a break. I think we're catching a break. I think this is what it's like when you catch a break. Wow. I thought I should have been stopped out for like a $50 loss. Wow. Guys, how sick is that? We made it. So yeah, I guess market higher now, huh? I need to look at the, I guess obviously expectations, the revision of consumer sentiment was higher. So yeah, revised higher and inflation revised lower. So you get a good spike off that news. So that's cool. Still slightly weirded out by this low that ES put in, but we'll see. Wow, can't believe we just got hooked up with positive slippage. How awesome is that? Love to see it, man. I'm like ready to pack my bags and go on that note. Sorry, I just totally blanked out. I just completely blanked out. Sorry, I was just thinking about something. I don't even know what I was just blank brained. Sorry, I was just brain dead on stream. My bad. I was so focused on fiddling with these chips that I like completely I don't know. Sorry, that'll be funny to watch back, I guess. Yo, I wonder, so the day that we all met, except for Callum, I think Callum was earlier, but Luca, the day everybody came into the stream, that was like a huge view day for me. Like, I don't know, that stream got like 300 some views. I mean, I was live for 6 hours. And I also think when you're red on the day, people tend to like to watch that more. Um, this might be another short opportunity for yes, guys. I might do it on NQ though. Just because that's my comfort zone. I'm waiting. Because the S&T, yeah, sure, but I don't like how it's using the midpoint of the impulse ranges now as a support. It's back into the 15-minute fair value gap. a short one. Put the stop up above here. Use this as an inversion gap. Still don't like how it's using the EQ of these ranges, but I need it to peak down. So the topside structure is weak. I don't like these failure swings. I especially don't like the failure swings up here on ES either, but it is, you know, SMT. So I'm taking the shot on it. With that said, NQ was always the stronger pair here, and now continuing to be the stronger pair is slightly nerve-wracking for the short. If it starts to make it above this gap, I think I'd have to make up my mind and think that it's a long. And again, I'm short also because I feel like ES made these weird equal lows, and I'm kind of just not a believer in those right now. So I think the SMT paired with the draw makes sense to me. But we also do have the draw to the upside. So this is kind of where I'm ping-ponging in between a couple draws. Like, yeah, if I get stopped here, I think I'm gonna look for a long. I don't like how we reclaim this gap. Let's see how we act in it. Wow. I was gonna say it's been like getting real close to stops today and like not doing anything. Yeah, using these old impulse ranges as support was not the move. I'm just gonna take them away at this point. So yeah, so NQ being the stronger pair and then continuing to push up, create more SMT on the stronger pair. Not typically a great signal for me if I'm short. So I kind of feel like I knew better there, and I chose not to believe it, just because sometimes it does work. You know what I mean? It's not an all the time thing, uh, and the draw on ES made enough sense to where I can get involved for that. But I think it's definitely long at this point. Just looking for a decent place to risk off of. Gonna look for some sort of retracement at this rejection block. I like how it just kind of stops shy of it. If it can give me a nice retracement shy of it, that would be a lot better. Otherwise, I'll have to wait to pick and choose again. This is going to be our order block. I'd love for it to save this high before, you know, save this high and then give me a retracement. That I would be happy to trade higher. A little bit more confidence. Okay. Yeah, just up, up, and away. Nothing for me to chase yet. So I'm just trying to see what this old high is. Sometimes I forget to erase those blue lines, and then they mess with my head. That's weird. That risk parameter is really for my XFA. I just had to make sure I wasn't in it. I guess that does for all accounts. I guess that's the new lead there. I took the short off the midpoint of this wick as ES is kind of stalling, and there's possible SMT on the upside. Again, I'm just kind of trying to give it the bottom a chance, or these lows a chance, maybe if it does want to go lower. It's not a confident move on the bottom side there. I'm actually going to reverse the position after the support. So it was really just the fact that we came down, touched the midpoint of the new day opening gap. ES came down and touched pretty much the bottom of that 15-minute fair value gap that it's possibly inverting. Let's take a couple off of there. Let's move the stop here. Locked back in our high watermark profit. Doing a little bit of market wizardry. How you like that reversal? So typically when I'm trading my best, I'm able to admit that I'm wrong pretty quickly like that. I could see something, and if I'm not being stubborn, I'll do what needs to be done there. And what needed to be done there was hit the reverse button. So happy with that. Yeah, still slow to catch up. I'm going to move the stop up to even. Just because ES is being slow. It's wickless on this 1 minute, so there's a chance that it does sweep me out and then kind of continues to the upside, but that's okay. I'll grin and bear it. I've seen ICT use those wickless candles as his stops, like for crazy close, like something like that would happen, and it'll just leave it alone. So we'll gamble, we'll take our chances with it. Because if it doesn't just run away and ES doesn't play catch up right away, I don't really want to be involved in that long anymore, just because the SMT is still a thing. Yeah, good call. Would have been stopped out for a loss there. As a reminder, our stop was below these lows. Oh my God. Callum, you take anything yet? Anything on your plate yet that you liked? I don't know if you're still in here, but if you are still in here, did you take any trades? Is there any sort of setup that you like, long, short? I know I'm kind of bouncing around, but I do like the long side, so long, you know, ES can play catch up here. This is a tough call right now. Wow, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining in. What up, what up? Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough call for me right now. I'm seeing that, you know, obviously there's S&T on the 5-minute here. I'm pretty sure, and we are getting shoved pretty much right at the midpoint of this wick. Let's see what happens though with, you know, these lows here as we get into that 5-minute fair value gap. I would give it that much room at least to see what it wants to do. It may go lower. I mean, look at these gaps here. So I was just looking at my NQ chart. Look at that. That's from the news. See if we want to trade into that. I mean, it was pretty much fully balanced up. See how we came in, made the low right back into it. Well, you do have these kind of equal lows here on NQ as well. So from a microstructure perspective, that actually may work, especially how we're reacting off of these wicks. If we haven't gotten into that 5-minute gap, then I do like that move as a short, but it seems the wick is lagging. Topstep candles have been doing that lately. Because if you look here, clearly we've wicked into that 5-minute gap. So Topstep is tripping. Let me see the lower time frames if it shows the truth. It does. So again, I'm going to send this into Topstep. You can see that the 5-minute candle is showing false data here. Okay. The only way I would know that is if I was watching lower time frames. So see how we've gone lower? And the 3 shows it. Da, da, da. I have my trading view. Trading view shows it correctly. However, Topstep, if you just looked at the 5-minute chart and that was it, you would think that that candle's making new lows right now. But it's not. Oh, there it goes. But you know, like that's for what for my frequency trading, I mean like that really can't happen because I make a lot of split-second decisions based off of where price, you know, like that wick. So that's kind of tough. I like that move there. Probably move into here, at least these little lows for a nice little scalp. If we could invert this order block, we measure half the midpoint of it, assuming that we're gonna, so we broke through this balanced price range, close below it, right? I'm gonna assume that if it does choose to come down below and then run back up into here, this would be a good spot to get short. But still right now it's, you know, we're respecting. There goes the midpoint. Midpoint of the new day opening gap. I'm going to try it there and put the stop over that high. Again, I think that this high should probably stay intact at this point because of, I think we're going to invert this little set of down close candles here. Yes, SMT. But again, I think we could probably go lower here. It's a nice push down. Let's see some follow through. We're at the 15-minute now. That could be an invert. Let's just look. So it is technically inverted, so I'm going to be careful, but ES is slightly not. I'm going to trim one off the reaction at the midpoint, move the stop lower. That basically covers the trade. So the trade is free now with 2 contracts instead of risk on with 3. So we took off a $40 profit right around here. Let's see if it wants to melt lower for us. I would look at this as a propulsion block anyway, so I wouldn't really want to see it come any higher than that. And switch this back to YM just to keep an eye on it, see what's going on there. So if this is a true propulsion block, we should really start to rip down here. Hence the name propulsion, right? Propel. We're supposed to propel price, right? So I like this right now. Feels good. I'm going to move the stop just above that high because at this point I really don't think it should come up anymore. Very good. I'm going to take one off there as it moves aggressively in my favor. Stop to even. And let's see if we go, let's see if we really roll over here. So I'm going to start looking at the higher time frame charts just to get my bearings. So YM's really puking the low here. Like I said, I think ES can move here. I think these lows were suspect. Let's see what NQ wants to do as well. It would be nice if NQ really kind of fumbles here as well. So let's move back to, so now we're at that news gap, okay, from 10 a.m. And ES is now taking the low. So ES is taking the low. We've just tapped into that news gap pretty much perfectly. I definitely want, if it's going to go lower, I definitely want to see continued speed through there. Yeah, come on. Just puke the gap. That's all we need, right? I feel like we're never asking for much, are we? Am I asking for too much? I'm going to hold on to this one. Wow, that's a good profit. I want to hold on because ES was originally the, unless it's seek and destroy, ES was originally the stronger pair, and now ES is now played the catch up for the downside, okay? Technically, my stop should be safe if you want to look at this as a breaker. Boop, boop, boop. Hopefully. But look how we're using that news gap. So anyway, so my reasoning for wanting to hold this trade is because I think we may be able to really roll over. And that is because basically why we were wrong earlier, right? So originally we had S&T from this low to this low to that low, right? And Q presented as the weaker pair. Right. The only time I want to see the stronger pair take any low. Do I trade FX or gold? No, I do not. Sorry. Only the indexes. The only time I want to see some sort of S&T take any low is when the stronger pair, okay, the only low that this is when, okay, sorry, let me just figure out how I want to say this. This low here I don't know where the highlighter is. I'm trying to find the highlighter so I could be very professional with you guys right now. Hold on, give me a second. If anybody knows where the highlighter is, just help a man out. You know, we'll just text maybe. Highlighter, is there a highlighter? Whatever, flag mark. Okay. This low here is the protected low, okay? Because it's this low, right? That NQ took and ES decided to leave alone. Now, ES being the stronger pair, it is acceptable, okay, for ES to take this low. So it's fine if ES takes this low, but stops short of this low. It is not okay if ES takes both lows. To me, that's an invalidation of the SMT. It can take this low, and what's even better, say, like right now, NQ is doing the other half of it. So say we took this low but left this low intact, right? So say the wick doesn't come all the way down below this blue line. If it comes to like, let's say like here, okay, and it makes that sort of triangle shape, right? And NQ now saves this low because on NQ this low should be protected, right? So let's just say it like then it makes the opposite shape, right? So we go ES does this, NQ does this. ES does this, NQ does this. That is what I like to call SMT inception. And it's typically easier to find on a lower time frame. So on the higher time frame, ES takes or let's just say the stronger pair, right, leaves a low alone. On a lower time frame, then you'll see the weaker pair act as a stronger pair. So you have that inverse action, okay? And that typically marks a real top or bottom, okay? So why I'm holding this trade, now that ES has completely invalidated the SMT, it's my thought that we're going to just move lower. So we have SMT on the upside, and we've just invalidated the SMT on the downside that created the upswing move. Okay, so that's how I'm thinking about it. I'm willing to. Can you explain how to find and use lagging index? Because I never understood how. Like you mean like the weaker pair and the stronger pair, et cetera, et cetera? That's kind of it. I mean, so the lagging index is, you know what? I don't like to use exactly what I just explained. I think is the best way you can kind of figure it out, Emmanuel. Just because you have to have an understanding of draw, because it's too easy for an index to just be slower than the other, right? And create some sort of SMT. I don't really have a great answer for you to find the lagging index on like why one is better to trade than the other. All I know to be true are the dynamics of how price should behave once it disqualifies certain concepts. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. It's hard for me to explain. It's a lot of screen time, I guess, is to put it the most simple way. But yeah, it's a lot of I'm just looking at how like highs, lows, the structure, if this then that. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm sorry. I would definitely go back and I mean I'm sure you were just viewing, right? Rewatch that clip, okay, where I'm explaining why SMT should act a certain way. I know, dude, I'm sorry. I wish I can give you a better explanation. Lagging index is like that's the six sister concept, right? I typically, oh man, I hate how NQ's really taking a long time to drown here. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye, and I'm seeing how we just took out these lows, right? We're keeping this. I do think it should go lower, but now what I have to kind of deal with here is like, do I believe my stop is safe? It should be above this breaker. Do I want to give up 170 though to go higher? I don't know. 88. I don't know. I might want to close this trade. I was hoping for something a little bit more abrupt of a dump. I'll give it a shot. But sorry, Emmanuel. Basically, like a lagging index like the six sister concept, is going to be denoted more so about like draw, right? So for ES, let's just say, I don't know. Let's just say ES was, I don't like these equal highs up here. Maybe I'm wrong, guys. I'm going to just cut this trade out. I'll take the day just so I could focus, because my mind is not, I was getting too skeeved out on the trade. Yeah, what else is new with that? If it just completely tanks to the downside now, that would be hysterical. But anyway, so let's make an example here. I'm trying to find the good spot here. Okay, so ES has these equal lows, right? And it's hanging out up here a whole lot. Oh, I totally ruined it. I should have trusted myself. I got spooked out. Do not. Anyway, say ES is hanging out around these lows, right? And NQ is tanking. And say YM is also tanking down. Oh, guys, what did I do? Stupid. That's okay. As ES is hanging out around here, right, and it's taken, let's just say it's taken some sort of, like it's moved into this gap midpoint, it's swept this high, and it has all these equal lows, and every other index is starting to move lower, then at that point there's no reason that ES, like once you've disqualified all upside draws, okay, for that index, like if ES is up higher, right, and the others are lower, but there's say these equal, or I know NQ is actually a little bit cleaner here. Say these equal highs, right? We're still intact, okay? And like imagine that this wick is not there yet, or like was never there. Then it's acceptable to think that ES may want to probe up into these highs before it becomes to play catch up, because there's a destination that it needs to go. But since this wick is here, right, and it's taken these equal highs, if we're hanging out around on this area and every other index is puking, and then you have the context of equal lows. Like let's just say that they were more perfect. Like these are a little more jagged, so it's a little bit more suspect. But like let's just say these lows, right? Because you have these relatives. But whatever. Because it's already taken these highs, and say it's swept this one, and it's into the midpoint of a POI, and all the other indexes are, are going lower. At that point, that's your lagging index, to where that's the one that's going to play catch up, and you can look to trade that. Is that kind of a better explanation of that? I know it's a little bit roundabout because I'm also like just death staring NQ, pissed that I closed out the trade. But who knows? It'll probably come back up. Okay, now it's more clear. Yeah, I hope that's better. It's honestly, Emmanuel, it's very it just takes a lot. Yeah, no problem, dude. It just takes a lot of screen time and you have like, a tentative screen time, not just sitting in front of the charts to sit in front of the charts. Like we're talking a tentative screen time to where you are really paying attention and internalizing the moves of the market and trying to take away, well, why did it do that? What could, like for me, it always came at a loss. So the more I lost, I then tried to what could I have done to avoid that loss? Was really how I began to see things a little bit more clearly, is because I would relentlessly look at the chart until I found a reason that, or at least a possible, look, you'll never know why exactly, right? You'll never know that, but you can discern a good idea of why you may have gotten stopped out. So that's how I figured out a lot of what I did, was just by, if I lost and I got burnt by something, it was that was the reason. Like, I could look into it and be like, oh, that's why I got stopped out. It's because, oh, ES didn't take these equal highs. That was obvious. That must have been the obvious draw. So the best learning comes from pain, right? You burn your hand on the stove. Like if you never burn your hand on the stove, you never truly learn not to touch the stove again. So I'm only as good as all my mistakes. So I've messed up so many times. I've gotten rinsed so many times where I've just kind of learned from them. And I think, that's really the best way to learn, is through trial and error. because hopefully it kind of ingrades in your brain a little bit better. But yeah, what's up, old FF from Pakistan? That's cool. What time is it in Pakistan, man? Where is that? I mean, not where is that? I know, I know where Pakistan is, but what time is it in Pakistan? What are you guys trading? I'm assuming you trade forex and currencies and commodities, right? Like gold, or are you a futures trader from Pakistan? Hopefully you're still here. In Italy. Oh, you're Italian. That's cool. Check this out, brother. Maybe we're cousins. No, I'm kidding. We're not cousins. But my family's from Italy too. Sorry, my jacket was stuck. You know how old this is, man? This is from 2008, Emmanuel, when Italy won the World Cup. How sick is this? It's my uncle's old Adidas jacket, little Italian flag on it. That's what I wear in the gym. So that's cool. Where in Italy are you from, man? Yo, yeah. What's up? Come stai? That piece is sick. Yeah, thank you. It's killer. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. So how do you say your last name? Justi? All right, I feel better about taking off the trade. Vintage shit is always the best. I agree. Um, I feel better about taking out the trade because it's kind of rallying up higher. Got my last name right. Cool. So where from Italy are you? Are you like around Rome? Are you where you at? My grandfather was from Napoli, and my nonni is from Abruzzo, kind of near Bologna. Okay, cool. That's awesome, man. I don't think I've ever been to Bologna. I've been Milan, Rome, um, Naples, Napoli. I've been where else? Florence, Chieti. But you have to come here. No. Yeah, I know. That's all good. Oh, thanks for reaching out to Topstep. I just got a message. You may have experienced any patience while teamwork or you're still having trouble, just reply to the message. Thanks for reaching out. We recently resolved several issues. Yeah, Emilia-Romagna is one of the best regions in Italy. I'll have to check it out. Today in Italy is Freedom Day, so Italian banks are closed. Oh, cool, like a bank holiday? I'm sure my nonna knows about it. She watches Rai TV all the time. I'm sure you have that now. Obviously, you know that network, right? Rai, the Italian channel, RAI. TV is so funny over there. You guys are so much different. The production's so much different. All right, let's check it out. I'm going to look at it right now. Google. So market's rallying pretty fat here. That's interesting to me. I was definitely convinced that we were going to go lower. Kind of happy that I took the trade off, but hold on one second, guys. You know, I'm actually just gonna just shoot a message to the Topstep support team real quick, so I can get that taken care of. Yeah, we've been freed by you guys, the American soldier. Oh, yeah, it's like a World War II thing. Yeah, that's cool. I know Vila, so my family's from Vila Santa Maria, and we have this like on the church. There's a really cool what do you call it? There's like a really cool plaque that celebrates Freedom Day. My reset from my old dashboard to my new dashboard. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just throw the stream picture back up. Sorry for the blank. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. World War II against the nosies. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy stuff. YouTube policy. Um, yeah. So what's everybody up to? Well, I guess so. Emmanuel, you're not trading today, I guess, right? You're just hanging out. What do you usually trade gold, I guess, in Forex? I'm assuming the guy from Pakistan left pretty quickly because I asked him, he didn't say nothing. I'm still gonna go. I still have to Google Freedom Day just to check it out. Freedom Day. Guys, I'm pretty stoked with the market performance today. I feel like we really crushed it. Really read it like a book today. Feels good. I feel like I needed that one, for my head. Day of the Italian Chickens of Celebration for All, April 25th, 1945. Fundamental milestone in the history of our republic. Affirmation of democracy and freedom. Yeah, sick. Liberation Day. So do you guys have the jets flying over and everything? XAU. Okay, so gold and cable. Cool, man. So have you ever traded futures? Waiting for a GU setup, but I don't know why it's been really slow. Yeah, the market's just been a little weird, man. Market's been a little touchy lately. Guys, I would have been stopped out at even. You don't know how sick I would have been to give up on 70. Never trade a future or either index. That's cool. Probably doesn't make sense, if you don't consider, say, you as an index. Well, by technicality, it's not, but I would assume, like, I could imagine where it would, be similar. Because it's commodity. Yeah. So what do you like to trade more, gold or cable? That's okay. What do you like to trade more? Do you like to trade gold or cable more? Like what do you like that moves the best? Do you have any preference at all or no? By the way, guys, I think I'm gonna give this account I'll play with the $68. Okay, I see what you're saying. A lot of frequency in the setups. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I think that's pretty much the reason why I like to trade NASDAQ is pretty much the same sort of what you like about gold is there's more fluent. It's constantly kind of moving and more volume and volatility. You speak really good English. So do you like do they teach English in schools or like is there any reason why you're so good at English or why you speak so well? Or at least you write very well. You know what I mean? And obviously, if you write very well, you should probably be able to speak to even better. I feel like writing is the harder part. Yeah, they teach. But so, what made you? I mean, is there a lot of people that speak English around you? What made you want to learn? Also, just a quick side note: we are fidgeting around this 15-minute fair value gap. Kind of closed above it again, and now trying to reclaim. Maybe it's a very interesting setup. I am sussed out though with this whole taking of the SMT, and I don't know. I mean, it's a deep, deep retracement as well. Uh, the highs are not incredibly convincing on ES here. Oh, your grandfather worked in the US for 50 years, and at home we always speak English, but not right now because he passed 2 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I have learned a lot from him. You know what? I totally understand. When my nono passed, it was like devastating. I was really, really beat up against that. It's been years. It's probably about 8 or 9 years or something, maybe even 10. But yeah, I agree. My grandfather that guy was everything for me. I love, like, my grandmom and my grandfather, they basically raised me. My parents were working a lot, and I was always at Noni and Nono's house. So I feel the pain. I'm sorry for your loss. I wasn't really there for me when I was young. 21 right now. Ah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. What did he do in the US? Guys, I may take this long. I'm gonna take that there. Just one. I like how it's using the bottom of the 15. I think ES wants to move higher. Bottom of the 15-minute fair value gap as support into this here. I think. Wow, maybe I'll just get roasted. He's an engineer. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's super cool. That's sick. So do you guys have a place in the US? Also, again, guys, I'm long the 15-minute inversion. I like how it used the bottom of the gap. Then I was looking for it to use here. This fair value gap, I'm probably gonna get stopped out here, which sucks. Let's move it at least down to this low. in case it wants to take this low here once again and create some sort of boxy setup. I guess we got tagged out there. He had a villa in LA, but we sold it because no one wants to go there. I was low, otherwise I would have gone. I love America. Yeah, Italians love America. They love Americans too. Like whenever we go to Vila, everybody's like really, it's like we're creatures they've never seen before. Italy is tough, man. Like especially if you live in countryside, like it's not. I tell people when I say like, oh, we go to, I have family in Italy and we have a place down there. I tell them, I was like, it's not commercial Italy. Like, it's not like, you're in a hotel and it's, whatever. Like, we're on the side of a mountain, like it's not easy living. There's one supermarket, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not farmland, but that's essentially the idea, like, there's barely any air conditioning. There's no gym. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're a small town, one hotel. Um, not that we go there, but like, you just want to swim, you swim in the lake, and the hills are like this, like crazy. So I guess I'm wrong on the long side. I'm not really sure what to think. I'm only taking this down to 400, and then I'm gonna call it on this account if I want to hang out on the maybe we'll take some paper trades or whatever on a practice account. Yeah, yeah. Italy's tough, man. It's not the economy is rough too. Like it's not easy. They don't give us any of the services they promise. Yeah, I know. I know there's a lot of unrest in Italy as far as government goes. Guys, I'm having a really hard time with this area here. I'm believing that this is wants to go higher. Yeah, I'm sure. They tax you if you even breathe. I know. Yeah, because it's like the government doesn't work, like nothing works over there. I always said Italy would be so chalked if they didn't have like, Pompeii or like the Colosseum. Like I always joke, like if they didn't have those spots, Italy would be pieced, man. Like nothing's happening over there. It's just tourism. It's really just tourism. Guys, kind of pissed that I got stopped out there just for it to reverse. I guess I was the liquidity. What are you gonna do? On my sim account, I was the simquidity. ES never moved into that gap, which is fine. That was like the SMT. Boom, boom. NQ's still kind of lagging. I try to rip a quick scalp here for a little catch up. Still SMT. Back into the 15. Pretty aggressive down moves. Nothing I really want to step ahead of, especially considering that we did do that thing that I was explaining towards the bottom. They even text me to breathe. They don't know. And the economic present in the country. I'm sorry if I'm distracted. No, you're not distracting me. I'm pretty much, honestly, Emmanuel, I'm pretty much done on the day. I'm taking a couple trades just to kind of keep some viewers entertained. I honestly, like, if I wasn't streaming, I would have locked out at 468 and left and, went about my day. So it's all good, man. You're not distracting me. It's good. I like the conversation. Most of the time, dude, I'm in here and I'm talking to myself. So I'm happy to have people watching and everything. So it's cool. It's cool. I appreciate the conversation. This is very interesting how we're treating this 15-minute gap. We also have that new day opening gap just kind of shoving NQ around. Still have the S&T. Structure looks weak. Yeah, just not quick to short it just yet because again, we do have the S&T on the lows between here and here. Although these are suspect. I agree, man. Yeah, it's the journey, it's you know, nothing worth having comes easy. You know, nothing worth having comes easy. So yeah, and I appreciate everybody that comes along the way and wants to hang out and talk, you know, that's cool. I'm happy with that. I appreciate the words of encouragement. I will definitely not. I've been doing it a long time. Been getting my teeth kicked in a long time, and I've gotten up every time. So happy to share the experience with everybody, you know. I don't know, maybe we roll over here, guys. It's a very tough call. Again, I kind of feel like I have to trust all what I was talking about over here. You know, I have no reason to not believe that. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Just keep pushing, you know, don't give up. And I think the simpler you can keep these things, the better. Um, you know, try not to get discouraged and recognize that, you know, you'll make mistakes and that's okay. It's just as long as you can kind of get better over time. Like I messed up yesterday. I blew up yesterday, you know, and it's like same mistakes that I've been making for years. So it's frustrating, but, you know, not perfect. It is what it is. You know, I get back up on the horse, you try again. Yeah, yeah. Well, trading could definitely make you a little, you could definitely lose your head just because, you know, it just kind of shakes your beliefs. Like I was explaining yesterday or today earlier is like, you know, sometimes it's a real struggle to deal with the uncertainty of the market. And like, you know, sometimes not having an explanation on why things happen. Like that's I think the most difficult part for me is I always looked for a reason. And I think after I accept that sometimes there just is no reason. Like, or the reason is not for me to like, you know what I mean? I don't know it. And I don't encourage gambling at all. Like casino gambling, like a slot machine or whatever. I don't encourage any of that. But I will say this. After having had gambled, I I kind of it something clicked in my mind dealing with the risk of like at a certain point, you know, there's nothing, it's not up to you anymore. You know what I mean? Like there's only so much we can control in the charts. And then a part of it is you have to be comfortable with just kind of letting the ball roll. I and I think to me, I was able to equate that like, you know, obviously like, you know, you go, you gamble, you have fun or whatever, but you realize it's like, wow, my trading is essentially, you know, the casino, but far better. You know, like why would I ever? It something basically clicked in my mind is like, why would I ever do this? Why would I ever gamble at the casino when I have pretty much I can recreate, like, not, I don't want this to come out the wrong way, like that this is a gamble all the time and that this is just so, like, mindless gambling. What I'm trying to articulate is that if I'm going to deal with uncertainty anywhere, I might as well deal with it where I have the most edge, and that's here. I don't know. I hope that sort of makes sense, but whatever, you get the point. Rejection off the 15-minute there, midpoint. I don't know. I think that's probably a short. Let me see what I marked out here. That's just the old low that it bounced off of again. Really strong in every direction. I'm going to try one there because I don't have a whole lot of room left. So it's a low risk short. It's going to be too much. See if we can build some bankroll to take a better trade. Not a better trade, but trades nonetheless. Again, I'm giving shorts a chance here just because again, what I explained earlier on the bottoms here, I do believe that will probably go lower. So I'm kind of just taking every short opportunity, and if I end up getting stopped out, it is what it is, but I like how it rejected the midpoint of that 15-minute fair value gap again. We're also in an hourly fair value gap where, obviously bodies are respecting. So this candle just opened. Basically what I'm hoping is that we've just made the wick to the upside. It's a small wick. And if you guys trade, if you guys follow T trades, you'll know that obviously this type of wick size is ideal for an expansion candle to the downside. So I'm hoping that this is the high. I might as well just put well, actually, I don't want to. I told myself I'd give myself a hard stop at 400, so it seems like I'm off sides the way price is reacting here, but I'm just gonna try to have some faith in the movement. Yeah, off sides. That's okay. All right, guys, that's going to lock up this combine for today. So we'll just lock out. Price is not as fluid as I'd like it to be right now. I'm not really catching the right sides of the moves. My stops seem to be getting hunted. I have an idea overall of where I believe we should be going, and I think that is lower based off of the reaction that ES had with taking that low. But with that said, we are building a lot of weak structure on the upside. Today's PA is messed. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I think if you really zoom out, like, so, Emmanuel, you weren't here for the beginning, but I explained how I did like these upside targets for ES. Like, I found it very interesting, or like a little odd that ES barely probed into this old new day opening gap. I don't know if you trade ICT concepts, but it barely probed into this new day opening gap. And after it left these kind of equal tweezer top highs on like the higher time, like the 15-minute or whatever, that's a little suspect to me. So at first I was kind of thinking that we may trade even higher to probe a little bit higher into this gap. NQ also left just short of an old new day opening gap, so that's kind of what I was thinking. Again, on the structure side, there were a bunch of equal lows to where I felt like ES could move lower on smaller time frames. If you want to check it out, you just rewind this video. I traded IC10 using how market builds up. Cool. Yeah, I think it's the best way. But yeah, so at this point, I'm kind of in between bias. From a structure perspective, I believe it can go higher. but from a confirmation, like a deconfirming perspective of that SMT, how ES made that move lower, that makes me think it needs to go lower. If you just look plainly at the hourly fair value gap, clearly the indexes are holding it right now. So there's no real conviction in upside until at least we invert this and invert these gaps. You had the opening SMT from this high to this high, this high to this high to the low. That's what kind of drove us lower. Yeah, and at this, I mean, this is just chop. I mean, you could look at the 15-minute chart. We're just getting chopped to bits. So it's okay. I'm okay to give up a couple bucks to try to, add on a little bit more juice. We risked light, small size, and unfortunately just kind of got stopped on all of them. We were basically in here, I think, is where we kind of took losses. We took a loss down here and then a loss over here. So that's okay. We could always move into the practice account. I do have the XFA, but I'm not going to be trading the XFA today. There's no point. This type of action is not XFA friendly. Oh, what's up, old FF? You're back. Loss is part of the game, man, as much as it sucks. No, I don't trade gold, FF, but Emmanuel over here does in the chat. Emmanuel does trade gold. I used to mess with it a little bit, but I don't mess with it like as far as the indexes go. Do you guys want to check out gold? I can check out the gold futures. Hold on one second. Why don't I have a practice account? Well, whatever. I'll just go to an old combine, I guess. I don't know why I don't have a practice account anymore, but whatever. Let's go here. Let's just take off the risk settings. Or we'll just go 0. Do nothing. Save. Okay, let's go here. Let's check out gold. Alrighty. So immediately my eyes drawn into this impulse range. So around this area. From here to here. You have the low, probably wants to go to this low, sweep out this low. 15-minute, let's do 5. Yeah, I mean, that's a good trade to me. Let's just take it. Oh, we have to move the stop up. It has those brackets. Let me take those brackets out. Let's go here. So yeah, what I'm looking at here on like very first glance, just how I'm seeing things is we have a range down. We come up over the equilibrium into a 15-minute gap. Comes up, hits the CE of that gap, midpoint. 5-minute, we come in, change in state of delivery down here. Right? So this high becomes a protected high. We move up again. Now, if we close below this set of up-close candles, that would be this would be a new invalidation point. So that's why we're basically short here. The low saw that low, so my target for today, but gold didn't give me the confidence to enter, so I'm out. Strictly following rules. Yeah, that's good. You should totally follow your stuff. I don't trade gold at all. I could be totally wrong. This is just me literally coming onto the chart and quickly, like, first thought, like seeing what, what's going on, and then just popping on a trade for the stream to watch. You know what I mean? It's this isn't real. I would not take whatever is going on here as anything real. Anything that I would seriously consider. It's just, it's play money at this point. So we're just messing around for funsies. But the quick analysis is, obviously into the 15-minute. I'll tell you what I don't like about this setup. What I don't like about this setup is that we left this high alone. I would have liked to have seen it move just higher into this fair value gap here on the 5-minute. I don't like how it made those equals. So from a structure perspective, that to me I'm not crazy about. In fact, if I were really crazy and wanted to go counter trend, I would probably think about taking some sort of a, looking if the market wanted to offer along in this gap to then move somehow like from here up above these equal highs and then back down. But I don't know how this market moves. I never watched gold. I don't really have a whole lot of experience trading gold, so I would never try to do any sort of like cowboy action like that. Yeah, Emmanuel, you have the right idea, man. It's definitely nothing. It would be hard for me to put the risk on. Like, I probably wouldn't be taking this trade, if it was something real at stake. Was the setup I was waiting for. Yeah, you're smart. I think that's a great way to look at it. It's a great way to look at it. Again, the only reason why it may work is because you can view these set of up close candles as a order block. Okay, so if you drag that all the way across, and it's not necessarily what matters over here, it's the fact that we may have left this high intact because it shouldn't have been broken down. So that's the only reason. And then if you use that logic, and you would, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't be entering the trade where I entered, right? Like if I was looking at this setup, I would quickly, like my new entry point would be, I would recognize that it gave precision in the 15-minute gap, right? By nailing the CE, and then I would take a low risk sell using this block, right, as a stop loss for my high. So as soon as we would close below it, I would probably get short and then risk this high only. Or I guess it would probably be smart. Like what's another couple bucks? So let's just say my stop would probably just be above that high. So let's call it there. And then obviously we would aim lower. But I would only take that trade, Emmanuel, because of, you have that, based on the fact that, maybe we didn't sweep that high because this is being respected as an order block. And only because of the precision that it gave in that 15-minute gap. If it wasn't as precise, if it like just left this high alone, like, you know what I mean? Like if it was in the quarter, I probably wouldn't be so eager to take it. But because of the signal, like, it getting just into the midpoint and then rejecting harshly, this would be my new risk. So that's how I would rationalize. If I really wanted to take the trade, that's how I would rationalize the trade. Yeah. It is pretty incredible stuff, isn't it? So then from a continuation perspective, we're just trading the blocks. You know what I mean? Like from a continuation perspective, we're obviously in a trend. Now we're just trading up close candles, just trying to get involved in some trend continuation. This is like a quick and painless one. So it's about 1-to-1 from there. So I'd probably scale a couple, or at least I should have scaled a couple at 1-to-1 if I really cared about the RR that much. I really don't, not too often. But I'll tell you what, I don't love how it's reacting on the bottom there. We'll see how it wants to react towards the midpoint. Wow, gold moves so slow compared to NQ. It's like a snail. It's kind of building there. I'm going to take a couple off. Take a few actually. Let's move the stop just above this high. Well, screw it, even. We already took partials, might as well be at even now. So we have the gold trade cooking. Let's, what else do we want to look at? Any oil traders? I don't trade oil very much, but I guess we could put in our our limits here. Let's just throw that down there. Well, yeah, whatever. Actually, here's what we'll do. We'll go like this, just to take one off at the low, and then we'll let the rest ride. Let's go to, what else? Wow, there's so much stuff you can trade on here. I didn't even know you could trade this much stuff on Topstep. Yeah, gold and a pair like GBP, USD, and Euro USD are really slow compared to NAS. Yeah, NASDAQ is like rocket fuel. Ultra bonds, ultra notes. Like who's trading this stuff, man? Micro natural gas, heating oil, gold, E-mini, euro, Swiss franc. Where's oil? Where's crude? CL, CL, CL. Wheat. Am I missing it? Am I blind? Here's micro crude oils, but let's trade the full ones. Here you go. E-mini, QMM. I thought it was CL. Did they change it? Am I wrong? Or is that just a trading view thing? Whatever. Okay, crude. Let's see. Let's look at the daily chart. I like that. God, this thing is like, I don't even want to touch this, guys. I'm sorry. It's like watching paint dry. I couldn't even. Ugh, this makes me insane. I could never. I don't have the patience for it. You can see that we barely swept below that low. I would think it wants to go a little bit lower. I mean, especially considering you have just a whole lot of chop. Is this crude oil? Is this oil? Like, I don't think this is crude. It says it's crude, but it's like, there's no way. See, CL, CL, MCL. I guess it is. I stand corrected. Huh. What about just CLM? Oh, here it is. Crude oil. What's the difference between crude oil and E-mini crude oil? Do I need to be schooled? Yeah, these lows. Even from the weekly, it looks good. Swing one. We'll come back to it. Good luck. Good luck to all. What else do we have, guys? What else do we want to look at? Maybe let's go back to NQ, maybe. Actually, let's go to MNQN. Let's get back to home. Let's go back home. Okay, so either our gold trade is working or the crude oil trade is working, and gold is not moving anymore. Still doing this BS, guys. It's just a chop day. It's kind of expected. We took weekly objectives already. I'm not surprised at this type of action. This is exactly why I didn't want to trade my XFA today. Is because it just is not like, come on. This is not what you want to be trading. This is not what you want to be trading. So we just bounced off that midpoint. I gotta remember what it is. Probably an order block. No, wick. Bottom wick. Tether wick or 15-second range. Yeah, order block. Old order block. Gold or something is working. Let's go to our positions. Let's see what we got here. Gold, yeah, gold is working. Oil is not working so much for us right now. So you have ES moving here to the upside. I think NQ probably. Okay, we already took these BSIs. Go to your Discord, Henzio, and I think you're a very competent person. Yeah, thank you, man. I'm glad you joined. I'm going to try to keep up with it as much as I can, and I try to post what I believe for my daily bias, like my trade ideas in there. It's all free. But yeah, I thank you, man. I thank you for the compliment. And yeah, anytime you want to come in and ask questions, I'll do my best to answer them. I do have some exams that I'm going to have to start studying for, so I won't be as active in the PM session. I will be trading still in the mornings, Eastern time, like New York local time. But yeah, so thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the conversation, and I hope you have a great weekend. What's up, Viraj? How are you? How you doing today? What are you guys trading? Yeah, I feel like the market might want to move up here, but again, I don't love the lows. I just don't love how it acted down there. Could be a seek and destroy type of day. I typically don't. I would definitely be stepped out here. Probably be looking for short opportunities only, even though this market's really telling me that it wants to move higher. 30 minutes on this hourly candle could do it. Viraj, am I saying your name right? Pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, no? Guys, gold is really working out for us. If you like me this later after your stream, maybe I can help you with Discord, like the channel and bot for users, obviously, if you're down. Thanks to you, man, because I had fun to stay here. Yeah, dude. Yeah, let me know. We'll definitely talk about it. I gotta run to my girlfriend's place later. She'll kill me if I'm too much on my phone. So uh, I will definitely we'll definitely figure it out. I don't know about. Sorry, I just dropped a poker chip. I just like to fiddle with those. Um, yeah, definitely. We'll talk about it. I have a couple channels set up. Is oil crushing me or is gold? Oil is crushing me right now. Whatever. We'll leave it on. Yes, I'll text you later. Reply when you have time. All right, sounds good, brother. Have a great day. Okay. Viraj. So that's cool. Where are you from, Viraj? India. What time is it in India, Viraj? I'm asking everybody. This is like, I feel like anybody who's in the chat is probably like I'm like a robot. Like, hi, how are you? Where are you from? What time is it there? But I'm just genuinely curious. So sorry. I could just Google it, but let's. Oh, not leaving, man. I stay here more. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, sounds good, brother. Glad you're staying. 9 p.m. Oh my God, it's late. It's almost Saturday. I guess. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is Saturday. I'm not gonna talk myself into anything stupid here. That's cool, dude. 9 p.m. What'd you do all day? I'm assuming you're a trader, Viraj, because obviously I believe the stream has to have been recommended to you by YouTube. How's your session going? My session's going well. Thanks for asking. I had a good day today. up about $400 in one of the combines, so that's good. Really crushed NQ while it was options trader. Very cool, man. I started out trading options. But yeah, session's going well. I traded NQ really well in the morning. Probably could have called it quits, but decided to play with another. I think the high water mark of the P&L was 468, so decided to give myself the $68 to play with to see if we can scratch out any more. But obviously, Viraj, as you can see, this is not conducive action. I was in here trying to get some trades off up and around here, so took a long here, worked a little bit, got stopped out. Took a short here, worked a little bit, got stopped out. So that was it. Not a whole lot. 68 bucks is not a whole lot of risk when you're dealing with NQ, even if you're trading a micro. But that's cool, Viraj. Options. So obviously, I'm assuming you are you trade. You're mostly a long options trader, right? I'm assuming you're not selling options. And correct me if I'm wrong, though. Still S&T on the highs. I mean, you can see we're trying to battle here. I would try some. I would try a couple longs up here, just on the confluence of the fair value gap and the midpoint of the new day opening gap that it just gave up. Intraday base, I trade, and I'm an options buyer. Cool, man. So what indexes do you buy, or do you trade individual company options, or do you like to trade the indexes? What do you like? I mean, ES is still weak here on the highs. I could be in trouble with this long. I'm just trying to play the market, but I think it's probably search and destroy. It's a better move. There's a whole lot of lag in the system. I don't know if it's because I have a lot of trades moving right now. Oh, the Nifty. Okay, so you trade the Indian index. Um, Viraj, are you guys allowed to? I mean, you're obviously allowed to trade U.S. stocks too, right? I think this long is in trouble, guys. I don't really. It's not very confidence inducing. I think it's probably wrong. Yeah, I mean, there's still S&T with ES. Let's reverse it there. Forex trading is illegal in India, so you guys can't trade like Apple stock. You know what I mean? Like you can't trade Apple, you can't trade Google or anything like that. Oh, cool. So you guys could do like futures trading challenges, interactive brokers works in India. That's cool. I added a couple more to this short here. I think I'm just got to get on the wave of all of the SMT on the top side, and clearly we're rejecting longs. It's making it very difficult to hold longs here. So took the short. Probably going to move the stop above that high. Wouldn't want to see this up close candle get taken. Now we also have these up close candles that should be supporting us to the downside if we choose to move lower. And again, I will reiterate that I did not like what ES did here at the lows here. Because it was the SMT, I feel like it really should have crawled lower. NQ has inverted this 15-minute gap. ES is still respecting the 15-minute gap. It's a sloppy market. The hourly, however, is still being respected on both indexes. We'll see how the next 30 minutes close, but ES really does seem like it's respecting the upper bounds of the hourly fair value gap as well. What's hurting here? Our gold trade is kind of whimpering into nothingness. This is a very 50-50 market. It's definitely a scalper's market. I don't think it's one to like hold many trades. I think like once it does break to a side, it'll be pretty good. So that's why I'm trying to hold on to the trade here. I realized I was offside on the micro time frames relatively quickly. After we chose not to hold this fair value gap and this midpoint, like once this candle closed, I was pretty positive that we were that I was offsides on the upside. So, all right, so our gold trade just got stopped out at even, I think, right? I do not do Rise and Conquer. I'm sorry, I do not do Forex. Which funded account do you guys recommend in USA? I trade with Topstep. I think they're really good. I would stay away from any funded accounts that have intraday trailing drawdown. That's just really hard to manage. I think, bro, I have to do some work and have a good day. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, man. I hope you have a good, hope you get your work done so that you can go to bed soon. I know it's late over there. So thanks for coming and hanging out and, participating in the chat. What a crap day, guys. Look at this. No follow through at all, huh? Gold trade got stopped out. NASDAQ trade looks like it may want to get stopped out as well. I'm going to add again there. Just because I would have liked to have seen ES take this low. So I'm not afraid of that retracement. Yeah, keep the stop where it was. I'll tell you what though, NQ's really trying to sell the idea that this 15-minute fair value gap is really support now. But you can see ES is literally the dead opposite. I mean, we're selling this as support and this is resistance. Tiny piece of a gap here. Very difficult markets to navigate today, guys. Especially in the US indexes. I mean, the weekly range is just done, I think, and I think that's really that's the main point of it all, is that like we've already met the objectives, so there's really no reason for us to be moving anywhere with any sort of gusto or follow through. Guys, I think I'm going to cut this oil trade soon because I hate how it's messed. I feel like it's slowing down my system. Is the stream laggy? Like, is my video laggy? I don't really have the video up. I guess I could check it. Do some of these. Okay, I guess not. I guess the stream's okay, but you can see Topstep X is just lagging a hair. I typically don't have multiple positions open, and I wonder if that's the case as to why. "15-second SMT on the highs. I wanted to add on that SMT on the highs here, but I was seeing if NQ wanted to go up into this gap for a better add. No harm, no foul. I mean, it's already a good amount of size on the trade. Again, I think it's reasonable to expect ES to move into this low. Yeah, I mean, this is just chop. This is just chop, guys. We're going to cut the oil trade because I'm pretty sure it's lagging the system. So I just cut oil. Hopefully the market stops being so weird. I guess we could look at the tilt. So 57, it's about 50-50 in crude oil, so 57% long, 43% short. NQ 50-50, ES 50-50. We are in the chop zone. People are getting chopped. It's best to, I would be out of this. I wouldn't be really messing with this type of action. It's gross. So let's see who's the longs average are 19,348. So longs are in a little bit of cash. Short average 19,339. So I mean shorts are kind of feeling heat here. The average price is all the way down here. So they got wicked. Or they're just shorting here somewhere and they're just trying to hold it through all this garbage. I'm gonna have to agree with the short side for now. At least until we could scalp out with some for ES taking this low. Kind of waiting the GU set up till 1 p.m. New York time. Yeah, I think that could be it, I guess. I'm not familiar with the whole timing aspects of. I'm going to take off 6, by the way, there, guys. I'm just going to trim the position as ES takes those lows, just as a scalp, because I think it is very likely that we just range. If we get a good dump, then great, you know, cool. So that moved pretty much right down to the average price of everyone that's short. It's really slow, but I think I can play it. Yeah, man. If you know, if your system says go for it, then go for it. Obviously, you know, try not to force anything. That's where I got into trouble yesterday. So, but I know you know what you're doing. My time window to enter intraday or into a trade is from 9:30 until 1 p.m. Yeah, cool. That makes sense. A lot of volatility typically dries up around then anyway. This is typically when I'll be done trading as well. I'd like to be done my trading by 11 or 11:30 a.m. New York time. Just because after that, volatility seems to dry up unless there's news later in the day. We'll see if NQ wants to start to puke the 15-minute gap. So on the 1 minute, that's a pretty good signature for it to want to go lower. How it revisited the open of this candle, creating pretty much a balanced range here, and the fact that it was at the top of the 15-minute fair value gap and the low of the new day opening gap. So in my eyes, if it wants to go down, I feel like it's got to go down now. The only problem is that at 11 p.m. the market closes, and I don't like to keep trades open during the weekend. Yeah, I wouldn't keep anything open during the weekend in this sort of atmosphere. Politics, the trade, you know, there's too much that can happen over the weekend where you'll just get smashed, you know, so I would not mess with it. Yeah, all it's like, you know, trade deal, whatever, like who knows what type of news is going to come out over the weekend to where it could just get real ugly for you. So you're smart at, you know, to sit it out. So this trade's working out really nicely for us so far. I really want to see if it wants to hold and really start to puke down that 15-minute gap. If NQ can really give this up here, I mean, it's also nice because the 4-hour, or excuse me, the hourly candle, if the hourly candle can sort of expand lower, that would be nice. Because I don't know how many more candles it really wants to spend in this hourly gap here. It would be nice if we can close below this up close candle. I would view that as my propulsion block. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're either really right or you're really wrong on Sunday. And honestly, better to just start the week on a positive note, you know, and just not do anything. Dude, I mean, I can believe it, but I can't believe it. I can't believe this market's being the way it is. It's 11:40. Hopefully, at like 11:45, it starts to Puke lower. I like how we did close. I like how we closed below this up close candle, and this one. Hopefully this high is safe. I mean, that's a pretty strong rally up. Guys, I'll be right back. I just gotta run to the bathroom real quick. Oh, we got stopped out? Son of a gun. Why didn't anyone tell me? Hi, how many contracts can you trade on a 50K? Is it 5 max? It is 5 max. And I wouldn't even trade anything over 2. I mean, over 2 is suicide. I mean, you have to be pretty precise if you're going to trade over 2 contracts. Even 1 contract, you'll lose yourself pretty good. These are micro contracts, though, so micros you could trade up to 50. Did we really get stopped out just for it to go lower? Where was my stop? Did I trail it above this high? That's hella lame. That sucks. I think next 15-minute candle should give me an entry to either get back short if that's the case or sit it out. What's everybody's favorite fruit? How did I get stopped out? Oh, I guess it's just literally one tick above. It literally took my stop and then ripped lower. That's how this whole week is going. Papaya. That's cool. I don't know if I like papaya. I don't really have it a lot over here. Which one do you like, mate? CFT or Topstep? Do you prefer end of day over intraday? Hell yeah. End of day drawdown any day over intraday drawdown. Intraday drawdown's a scam, dude. It's just really hard to work with intraday drawdown. It's possible. I've done it before. I used to trade with Apex, but it's unnecessary. Here's the 15-minute open. I like that. Um, I like Topstep. I think it's preference. I don't think any one firm is like truly that much better than the other. I think it comes down to rule set, where, that's where I believe, end of day drawdown far better than intraday drawdown. Love these clementines. Could be caught off sides here for the time being. I do think it's got to go lower though. Or at least that's what I'm trying to accept. I could get crazy and just start nuking. Yeah, no problem. Clementines and oranges. Yeah, figs too, right? My nonna used to have a fig tree at the house, a couple fig trees. I know in Italy they love their blood oranges. Guys, am I chalked? I feel like this thing wants to shoot back up. My nonna had a fig tree, figs. I wouldn't be surprised if NQ wants to kind of touch back up into this 15-minute gap. I'd rather it not. Like, we've already played in it a million times. Like, I'd rather if it wants to go down, just to go down. And this is just search and destroy, I guess. I can't translate it in Italian. A fig? Let me do it. I'll do it for you. Google. Fig in Italian. Fico. Is that translating? Don't worry, I got it. Oh, yeah. I think we're probably gonna get stopped out again here, and I'm gonna be sick to my stomach about it. I'm gonna add a whole bunch of cheap size here. So typically when I'm really close to a stop out, and this one obviously makes sense because we've taken these highs into the midpoint of the 15-minute fair value gap, which I believe should be keeping us down. But as like just a kernel of like, sometimes I'll like just add on if it's like very close to stop, I'll add on a couple because it's a low risk entry to move the I think Fico in Italian is also a dialect version of cool. Oh, cool. That's sweet. Is this gonna hold us down? I feel like it probably should have puked earlier if it was going to. All right, fine. Bait me in. Bait me in. I'll give you one more stab up. That's all it gets. And then I think it's just, difficult over here, boys. Look at all these lows. Trash lows. I don't know. I'm not really a believer. Tough scene, guys. Tough scene. Just a choppy day. I think it's like a seek and destroy type of day. considering the weekly range is all done, makes sense for us to, act strangely, no real follow through on either side. So maybe we'll play it as a turtle soup sort of day, where we just kind of soup every high, every low, and scalp it out. That might be the move. We could try to run up the account. Yeah, I mean, look at that. This is like untradeable. Not really the action you want to trade. Probably go for these equal highs, these relative equals. If it doesn't, that would be nasty. See if we can catch a little retracement into a gap and then reverse it. Try to play the range, Unless it's a breakaway gap, which, we'd be chalked about. Added a couple more just off this little divergence, just between the little candles, see if that wants to run us into the gap. Takes out the high. Price action is horrible. Yeah, man, price action is not favorable. This is essentially a demo account. There's the move. Did ES take this high? If ES took this high, it might hold it. We'll hang around. But yeah, the action's ugly, and it's all just because from a weekly perspective, we've already met last week's high. Daily perspective, took out last. You know what I mean? Like everything's washed up, everything's done. There's really nothing left for the market to do for the week. I'm honestly surprised that we even had the move that we did on the downside. I think it could probably move a little bit lower if it's a TGIF setup, but yeah, just nothing impressive. Disappointed. Like, I mean, how I know it's like true trash is look how ES was treating the 15-minute fair value gap. Look how NQ was treating the 15-minute fair value gap. We're close to the hourly close. Yeah, there is no real TGIF. I would have liked to have seen it, the TGIF happen a little bit earlier or later in the day. The 50% or the 25% of the range is somewhere around here. Yeah, the only thing that's clear frozen is the fact that we have this hourly gap. The way NQ's been acting though is that like this is obviously it's going to go one of two ways, right? The hour closes in here and we go to make a new low, or NQ remains the stronger pair and ES just plays catch up and rips through the old SMT. What I didn't like frozen, I don't know if you've been here since the beginning of the stream, is so originally in the morning we had SMT between this high, these lows, right here and here, and here and here. So when ES disrespected both of these lows, to me that's a signal that we probably should go lower for the day. So yeah, now we're kind of playing around the new day opening gap, 50% of this wick. It's kind of just a mess. Sorry, I'm just gonna throw out these clementine rinds. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's just nothing to ever really trade in with anything like high stakes. I wouldn't recommend it, guys. I would not recommend it because as you can see, we're just getting washed back and forth. Watermelon's so good. GU trade's kind of there. All right. Total consolidation, Dinesh or Dinesh? Yes, total consolidation is right. Emmanuel, hopefully your GU trade works out for you, brother. I am really curious to see if the market does move lower off of that SMT invalidation on the lows. I really just want to see what happens for my own head bank. I mean, I know how I think about it already, but I would like to see. Godspeed, homie. Hey, what app is this you're using to trade? This is Topstep X. Excuse me. Kind of calling BS there. I don't believe it. If we get rinsed, we get rinsed. What is Thanksgiving Friday, Dinesh? Sorry if I'm chewing loud. I have like PTSD. My girlfriend says she could always hear my chewing. So I hope it's not loud on stream. And I hope if she's watching this, she feels bad about giving me the anxiety about it. Let's see what the tilt is. Still a 50-50, short long NQ, short long ES, like no real. Not that I never look at tilt, by the way. So I don't know what, I don't know what the I don't know. I don't really look. I don't pay it too much mind, but I am curious to see what other people are thinking here. The average long is in decent profit. The average short is getting murdered. Man, this is ugly. New hour hasn't started yet. I think if it does close above here, though, it's probably gonna, unless it's gonna like stair step, you know what I mean? Unless it's gonna be like 15-minute is respected-ish by ES and disrespected by NQ, and then the 1 hour will be respected by ES and disrespected by NQ, and we'll dip back down. Da, 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 da. I don't know. It's so more people starting to get long. They're starting to give into the long side here. Either that or 12 o'clock's just going to rip us up into the sky. Watermelon seed. Here comes 12. There's the open. Should we nuke it with contracts here? Should we just go nuclear? Hour opened up with a volume imbalance. Probably not good for the short side. Go for it. Right? Go nuclear. Why not, right? It's playtime. All right, Emmanuel, I like the way you think. Let's go up to max size here, 50 micros. Now we pray. Hopium. Now we pray. I don't think we're in a good spot though. I don't like how the hourly indexes opened up with bullish volume imbalances. Typically not a good look. Typically not good for our short case. Yeah. Well, yeah. Typically not a great thing. But you never know. And the only other thing that we have going for us, which is probably going to be disrespected aggressively, was the SMT here. That's why I was saying, you know, maybe we can go nuclear with contracts, but ES continuing to take highs and not really great for NQ short side. I actually think we're probably wrong, but since it's consolidating, it's like, why not just hold it? It'll probably give me a chance to get out scot-free anyway. Excuse me. Unless ES is going to start using that 15-minute gap, the midpoint as support. There's also these little equal lows on NQ or MNQ, these little 1 minute equals. I wonder if that exists here too. Not really, sort of. Oh, did it come right down to entry? Let's see if we get saved. How funny is that? ES is finally starting to use that 15-minute gap now as a support rather than a resistance. Probably go for these wickless candle highs. There she blows, came out and took these lows. Didn't mean to make a little bar there, but I think our short is in trouble here. I don't really trust it. I think we should take some off. Well, at least we'll just move the stop to even. So more people just got short now on NQ and ES, which is really interesting. Yeah. Trimmed a couple. Stop at even, see what happens. More people getting short on NQ, which is really interesting to me. Yeah, I think this thing probably runs back up. Total consolidation, David. That's gonna be my guess. Oh, accidentally meant to go long there. It's all right, we'll just wait. Glad I didn't. Just kidding, meant to go short. Put the stop in at even. Just nothing really convincing here. I do think that eventually the way ES is playing with the 15-minute gap and the way that NQ is just showing relentless strength. You'd want to see ES use the midpoint of the 15-minute fair value gap as support there. NQ could use the close proximity to the new day opening gap CE. I really thought ES would catch a bid towards the midpoint of the 15-minute gap, but I guess not, which is really, slightly perplexing. You do have SMT on the top side now. Let me zoom out, see where I'm at. That could be it, guys. That could be the death wish for the downside. So ES was traditionally the weaker pair, right? As to where NQ was the stronger pair between these lows or these highs. Now ES is stronger, NQ weaker. I kind of like that ping pong sort of action in SMT. And then we'll go nuclear once more for some shorts. Ooh. Adding the world. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna throw the watermelon back in the fridge. I'll be back when we're up or down $30,000. Pump it. Are we getting rinsed? Yeah. That's okay. It's a fun rinse, right? It's a fun rinsing. There's actually divergence on the 5-minute bullish on the downside. See how NQ entered into this gap and ES didn't? I mean, there's just SMT everywhere though today. It's just a consolidated range. I really wouldn't pay too much mind into any of it. I don't even want to know how many accounts are just getting absolutely toasted. That would suck. Gotta pick and choose your battles, friends. Pick and choose, because today is not the day. Today is not the day for the indexes here. I wonder if we'll rally up until YM meets these highs. Yeah, it's just ugly all around, man. Luckily, we're not using a whole lot of brain power here today, or at least I'm not. I'm pretty much checked out. We're just punting for fun at this point. We'll probably cut the stream relatively soon. It's about lunchtime anyway here. Not that I'm gonna go eat, but I'm just saying in terms of like, market lunchtime. Almost dinner time. What are you guys gonna have for dinner? Still holding the midpoint of that new day opening gap, but I don't know. Just very difficult, guys. Not really much. I think we're gonna grill some meat outside with friends. Oh, nice, dude. That'll be fun. And beer and good company. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to enjoy the Friday, right? Yeah, I miss Italy. I'm sure we'll go back soon, maybe in a year or so. Man, the market just feels so pent up on both sides. In which state are you? I'm in if I can ask. Yeah, yeah, you could ask. Well, maybe I don't want to give out too much. I'll just say I'm in the Northeast. I'm in the Northeast. Towards New York. Not that I don't trust you, Emmanuel. You just never know what kind of wackies are, what kind of whacks are on the internet. Guys, we're getting rinsed. No. Rats. I guess we'll close it. Oh yeah, we'll just wait. Yeah, America's full of lunatics, man. You got to be careful. Not as friendly as the Italians, you know? Guys, I feel like if we reverse the position here, we're probably just going to get smoked. So we'll wait for it to retrace and then do something something about being offside. Although, I don't know, like, see, now that YM has caught up to those highs and, ES has taken some more, I feel like why wouldn't the market just rip lower again? If it's truly seek and destroy, then it would be time to start destroying some more and see if it's just, yeah, wait until that kind of equal high gets swept or close above. I agree. And continuing trend, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. It's like paint drying, absolute paint drying action. Let's take a look at oil and see how that was doing. Here's crude. Crude was a bit on a bit of a tear. Glad we cut that one. Let's look at gold. Gold, we got stopped out. Where is gold? GC. All right, it's in alphabetical. ABCD, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're still kind of all over the place. Oh, whoops. Zoink. Gold might be going for those highs now, Manuel. Gold is a mess. Yeah, it really is, dude. I feel like gold's always a mess. That's why I don't like to trade it. Gold's always doing some whack stuff. Oh, that might be a reversal point for us. We might want to get with the program on that little move there. Well, it's actually not the same. Or is it? No, it's not, but I guess you gotta take it for what it is. Guys, the indexes have been so out of sync with like location. So typically that would be like, that to me, that's a long signal. How it just perfectly taps that new day opening gap, closes back above here. But NQ, you can see, did not do the same thing. So it's hard to kind of get on the same vibe. Not today. Yeah, right now it's going for that high gold is missed. We talked about before, but not today. I think volume is slowing. Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. Gold is nasty. Guys, it's gonna take a miracle for us to end the practice account green because we're digging quite the hole. It's about a 30-point hole. Yeah, so hourly decided to play catch up. Tilt 60% positive with 963. Yeah, I mean 30 points. Wait for GU setup to play and entering with double my usual risk so I can close it earlier than 11 p.m. with kind of the same win if I had all day and night. Yeah, I mean that's one way to go about it. I guess it depends, with if you're comfortable with taking, double risk. This market's so nasty. I don't see why it would choose to start rallying and keep the rally now. Sorry, speaking about the index, same one if I had it all day and night. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. It's ugly action. I'll use a closer TP. Yeah. Depend if the price play the same game. Keep my energy. Yeah. A lot of people are long crude, which is really interesting to me. That one doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know why you'd be long crude. Besides short-term trend, I mean, obviously short-term trend is up. Why is it so difficult for me to just find CL? Yeah, these lows are definitely going to get chalked. Yeah, I don't know. I think crude probably goes back down to these lows, but I mean, that's based off of how I look at the indexes, and clearly crude does not move like the indexes. And you can say, well, Gabe, you're, drawing down $3,000. I wonder if we'll just rally into the moonlight now. Rally into the sunset. Take that wick high or something. If you see Harrod, yeah, so actually, the whole reason I'm a little more bearish is the fact that that SMT exists. I'll say it again. In the beginning of the stream, so in the morning we actually had SMT right between these lows, yeah, right between ES and NQ. When ES, and ES, mind you, was the weaker or was the stronger pair originally, I'm okay with a sweep of SMT lows only if this low stays intact. So it can take this low, but not this low. The fact that the S&P took both lows, to me, invalidates the bullish nature of that move. Like this type of move, I don't see as bullish, even though NQ held those lows. So I could be wrong, but most of the time, that is how it kind of works. We kind of do invalidate lower if we invalidate that original S&T. But I totally get where you're coming from. I don't know if it's Harrod haired. And it's such a gross market to where I don't know if it really ever breaks out. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it does break out here up to the upside, but I don't know. Like the minute I feel like most are going to want to be bullish, I feel like it should probably turn around again. My wrist is so messed up. Maybe we go for the high. Nice little open there. Market became really, yes, yeah. I honestly, so I don't, I agree 100%. I think, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the week was over when we took the objectives up to the weekly high. Like to hear like your week should be done. The only next trade after that was the gap opening up to the old new day opening gap, but that was overnight. That was like Asia session trade, and I don't trade Asian session, so to me there was really nothing left to do. That's why I was not trading my XFA today. It's only trading a combine. We made a good short trade in the combine, traded really well. And now it says it's a combine, but it's really just a practice account. As you can see, we're way past max loss and nothing's happening. It's because it's a practice account. So we were just punting max size and just chilling out. I'm actually, guys, I'm really surprised it chose to break out to his side. I really thought we were just going to kind of chop around. It's funny, we have 11 people in here, and I guarantee you it's that much because there's a red trade on the screen. I find that there's less people when you're doing well. Like, not as many people like to watch green trades. I think more people like to watch red trades. So it's interesting how people pile in, and it's funny. I think it's more relatable, honestly. You watch somebody that does well all the time, I feel like you see that everywhere. It's all over Twitter. Everybody posts that they made $10,000 today or whatever. I think that's funny, So when people see like, oh my God, this person's drawn down. I mean, obviously you see it's a fake practice account. There's no way to draw down this much money in these accounts without being locked out. But you see somebody that's drawn down, heavy. It's it's relatable. Red trade is kind of funny, not to insult, but to learn. Yeah. Look, no, I got no issue with it, man. No offense taken. I knew that we had to reverse right at this little point right here, but figured why would I? Why would I in this market? Everybody does take losses, dude. Anybody that doesn't is like full of it. Everybody gets rinsed. Everybody gets rinsed. That's the game, you know. Obviously, the goal is to not let a trade like this run badly. But what do we have to lose? We don't have anything to lose. If anything, I just have viewers to gain as they come in and, and see that, you know, we're holding down a $6,000 trade and someone's like, what's this idiot doing? What's this guy doing holding a trade 60 points? But it's all good. I welcome the interaction. At this point, the game, the real goal is to see if we can get back to even just by holding. We could also try to do some real superhero like micro scalping, but I don't know if I want to fry my brain like trying to do that right now. I don't really see the point, and I'd want to be shorting it right now anyway, so there's nothing for me to do at this point besides hold my drowning short position. Don't do that. Yeah. It's Friday. Yeah, dude. I'm not. Take a chill and rest. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just hanging. So we just took that wick high. ES is slowing down slightly at the top of the new day opening gap. I don't really think it should turn around though. I think if we're going to break out, we should probably start to break out. Oh, yeah. No. This is, Emmanuel, I was never going to go back to any sort of real account today. No way. If anything, what I meant was like I'll micro scalp the demo. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll try to get this demo account back, but I don't even know if I want to waste my brain power on that. There's no shot I'm risking anything after. I mean, honestly surprised that I did as well in the morning, like when price was a little bit more easy to read, a little bit easier to follow through with. But like after this action, it's pretty much best to get out. It's right here. All right. Let's look at these micro time frames. See if we can unrinse ourselves. If anything, I would just add more, but I can't because I like the top side S&T between ES and NQ there. ES at the top of the new day opening gap. That would be worth putting on some size for a recovery. Wow, I guess it just goes up to midnight and we just get absolutely fried. The trade's taken on challenge phase. It's totally different when you're funded. I mean, more aggressive than funded. Yeah, 100%, 100%. I try to not be too different, just for the sake of, you know, just keeping things consistent. But today was definitely, I definitely traded a little bit more size today. Not too much. I don't even know. Maybe I trade 6 contracts, 6 micros or whatever at the max on my like actual challenge account. Like I said, this says combine here, but it's actually an old failed combine that they just won't take off my dashboard. So I just use it as a practice account because they just got rid of my actual practice account, like my 100K practice account over 150K. That's like not there anymore. So who knows? Everybody's brain's got problems, right? If you choose to trade, your brain has a problem immediately. If you're interested in trading, your brain is not working correctly. Choosing to do this at all is a symbol of messed up brain. You have to like torture and pain. Oh man. Oh yeah. I'm tired, man. How's everybody? Everybody hanging in there? I know it's probably later where you are. Harrod, where are you from, dude? Are you from the US or UK, Europe? Morocco. Cool, man. Morocco. Nice. I've never been. Taking a morning long, yeah. Guys, I'll probably end up ending the stream around like 1 o'clock. So we'll hang out for like another 30 minutes or so, and then we'll just crush it, and we'll be done. Enjoy the weekend. You know, we did well today, so happy with that. Happy with that. Welcome, bro, anytime. Yeah, thank you, man. I'll have to come sometime. Morocco. I wonder if this turns around. I just don't think so. Guys, are we ready for max pain? Because if I reverse this trade, I know it's going to come down. But we're just bleeding. We're bleeding. We're bleeding. Is this a new 15-minute candle? Sort of. If you guys could hold that low or that high, I'd probably just hold on to it for a smidge. A smidge longer. If not, I think we accept our defeat in reverse. At 75 points. Dead. I'm trying to think like how many other people are. Like if we're trying to contrarian this bad boy. See, this is the issue that I have. Okay, let's see this. Look, see how NQ did not enter into this 15-minute gap? Or, excuse me, 5-minute gap. Look at that. So this one, we moved in. This one, we did not. That's annoying. That I can't stand, man. But, you know, what are you going to do? Yes, still getting caught at the top of the new day opening gap. It's like got to propel out of it if it's going to go higher. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I reevaluate from this point on, I mean, obviously it just seems like it wants to go higher up for these highs. Yes, all these low resistance highs. I'm really surprised it didn't follow through lower. That's kind of a shame, but noted. Not that it's going to change the way I think about it, to be fair. Anytime that this type of action would happen anyway, I would always just think to be bearish. It would probably be a day where I lose smaller, take a whole bunch of break-even trades, where I'm like, shorting fair value gaps here, moving the stop, getting shot out again. Same sort of action here, shorting it here, probably taking a loss. Shorting it again, probably taking a loss. You know what I mean? Shorting it again, taking a little bit, getting stopped at a little bit better than even. So that's just unfortunately how a day like today would probably go. If you want to look at GU and M5 time frame, I'm waiting for break of structure under that last loan. Maybe I'll enter after some confluences. Let's check it out. Let's see if GU. So British pound versus the dollar. I'm pretty sure that's like this. This is like the futures contract. I know it's not the same. 5-minute M5 time frame. I'm looking for under the last low. So like this, you're meaning? Does this look similar to what you're looking at, Emmanuel? If not, I could run to, I could just do it here. Yeah, it's kind of the same chart. Guys, we're getting rinsed. Look at our NQ trade. We're down 85 points. Wah. Let's look at GU here. I'm pretty sure I have the, here we go. Here's the 5. I see what you're saying. So you want it to break below here. Then you look for a short. Seems like it wants to go for these. Maybe you're right, though. It's fair value gap here. H1 order block. Smart man. Yeah, order block and invert. It's done a whole lot of work. These lows look nice. Never retested. I don't know. That's a hard one, man. I mean, you have these highs right here. That's a difficult one. Me neither. I don't. So I don't let my opinion sway you because I don't trade forex. So the way I look at things, like I'm not. Don't let whatever I'm saying influence your decisions because it's not something I trade. Need more confluence. Yeah, I agree. Well, boys, it looks like we're rinsed. We just tapped into midnight. Maybe we have a shot at getting some sort of retracement here. I know it's not action packed to like hit a button or anything because we're already short, so there's no reason to just exit and like make a average that looks prettier down here. Obviously, to stop blood would be one reason, but what do we care? It's not really the point of the stream at this at this very moment. We've just been kind of letting it wreck us. Started off kind of hot though, right? Started off kind of hot, up like a G or whatever. Crushed the gold trade like right away. Then I come back to the market that I trade the most and just get hosed. Oh my God. It's funny. I wonder what do we need? What do we need? Like 10 points 8 times in a row to get even from here? Can we do that? 10 points 8 times in a row to get even from here. If I close out this trade, we need 8 10-point moves. Should we make it a challenge? Should we try to do that? Max size. Try to do it. That might be fun. That we could try to spend for the last 30 minutes. Try to dig ourselves out of this hole. See what we can do. Well, I would start by shorting here. So let's see. AKA, there's nothing for me to do. Like I can't hit a button yet, so we'll just save it. we've just taken a 15-minute swing high. That's what that is. I know I looked at it on the hourly, but on the 15 minutes of swing high. So still would not be looking to long yet. Just don't try, I think. Aaron's like, screw this. I know. Yeah, guys. Yeah. We have to try something here. It's getting up into that rejection. The problem is like I don't want to buy it, so I'm just stuck here letting the position sink to death. Like we're just getting smashed. Like we're down 95 points. Okay, so now we need 9 consecutive 10-point trades. Oh yeah. Okay. We have to start. We have to start somewhere. We're either gonna get crushed or even more or not, but we do have to start somewhere. So let's see how we're gonna do this. Let's move it all the way up to, let's do stacks of 25. You know, we'll give ourselves 2 shots to enter and exit our trades. We'll do 25 and 25. I think you want a revenge. If you buy right now, price will dip to the center of the planet. I know, dude. But we need to try. We need to do something here. So we just took the hourly or 15-minute swing into the 15-minute rejection block. We're actually just shy of it. So it makes me think we are going to actually go higher. Now we're playing around midnight. We'll see though. I mean, we do have lots of SMT with ES on the top side. It may even make sense for us to just lock in a little bit of the recovery here from the down move. Let's look at the 1 minute. 1 minute just bounced right off the midnight open here. I just want to make sure I'm on the same wavelength as NQ. All right, boys. We're ripping it long, and now we're 10. Now it's going to fall down. For me, I will short unless it takes London high. It's recovery time, boys. Come on. Let's go. Pump it. Pump it up. That's what we like to see. Did we go into that rejection block yet? Dump it. You guys are terrible. Sheesh. Dump it. I don't know. I feel like ES needs to play a little bit of catch up here. NQ might go all the way up here. Greed has entered the chat. I mean, we definitely can't take a loss, right? What am I doing? I need to be on the micro time frame so I can be scalping here. I need to be literally trading every swing high and swing low. And that's literally the only shot I have. All right, once we get the 10 points here, we'll only need to do that 8 more times. Bro, if you use the monthly rejection, you will not think in short anymore. Oh no. Let's look at the monthly. Let's see what you're talking about. Oh yeah, I see. Is this what you're talking about? Like this wick? Oh, guys, come on. So is that 15-minute rejection block means we need to look for 1 minute internal. It's kind of right there. We do have this block. Guys, is it going to dump on us now? Is that an immediate rebalance? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Harrod, I don't, so I was, in the beginning of the stream, I was talking about how I thought that was really interesting, like a really crazy candle. I don't know how much I love it for the hour case. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Like, are you serious? Like, the second we get long, it's like the market wants to turn around here. Could be. Oh, sorry, I totally forgot we were talking about something. Um, anyway, what I was saying is like I'm really skeptical of like how we reacted. I really thought that that candle for like a healthy for it to be like a healthy bottom, I would have expected us to hang out around the bottom a little bit longer, like the monthly candle close in the top. Excuse me, the top end of the wick. You gotta be kidding. We're about to get rinsed again. Below midnight needs a reverse now, right? Um, like that we would close in like the bottom half to bottom third of that candle. So we lose like $100 or $500 doing that. That damn 15-minute rejection block. All right, we're only gonna need a couple more of these. We only need a few more trades of 1,000 plus, and we'll be back, guys. Just like that. Trading is easy. Trading's so easy, man. Look at this. Come on. Like, what is this hard? Oh my god. All right, we're about to enter a 15-minute fair value gap on NQ. Or not. Trading is stressful, I swear. I know, dude. Trading is very stressful. Trading sucks. Trading is not easy. That was me being facetious. I'm sure you know. But trading is not fun or easy or anything in between. It's actually very difficult. Let's reverse it there. See if it doesn't want to go into the 15-minute gap. I was hoping that kind of we may use this as a invert. Let's play the reversal game. So now we just need to completely reverse this whole move, and we're actually halfway to a target. Happened 10 million. Trading stress was square. Too much stress. Yeah, I know, man. It is really hard. It's a mentally taxing game. Guys, we're doing pretty good. Mars just not really moving. So ES moved into that 15-minute fair value gap, and Q did not. Kind of hoping for it to not. I'm just kind of hoping for it to rip up there. Like, let's see the reality just continue. Or not. Yeah, guys. We had another like half of a 10-pointer there. We were close. Now we're back to like pretty much where we were. Let's see if it wants to hold that invert. No, that's a bad move there. Let's move the stop above this high. Because if it's gonna take that high again, then I'm just gonna trust this as a long. And then if I get rinsed once again, I'll get rinsed once again. That's it. That was it. Oh, I've missed the button like 5 times in a row. So it's using this inverse here. And I think we're just going to continue to climb up. Yeah, especially if I try to pass it down. Yep. Never a fun time, boys. Never a fun time. Oh, well, we only, here's the deal. We only have 10 minutes to try to turn this around too, by the way. Because at 1 o'clock I'm out. So we need to, I wish I just had more leverage. I would just leverage more right now. As degenerate as that sounds, I would just leverage more. And then we'd be back and I'd be good and I would feel good about us completing the challenge. Like I would just give me 15 contracts instead of 5. We'd be there. Easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Could try to get like real artsy. Hit reverse at midnight, try to bring it down into here, hit reverse again. That would be whack. Alright, bro. TP or SL. Dude, do what you gotta do. Let's reverse it there. See if this is an inverse order block. See if it gives us a couple more points. And then we'll reverse it again at midnight. Let's see if we could squeeze out some more points here. Back to the highs. So inverted or order block open, back down to midnight in this bullish order block, back up to the highs. Let's see if we could really carve up the price action here. We have about 7 minutes. New expansion move is there. Let's hope, brother. It's got to go all the way up here. Are you kidding me? I really have to. I have to trade every single upswing and downswing. Story of my life. Oh, is this the? I hope I must have been somebody on the short. That was brutal. If you guys saw that, that short was absolutely disgusting. Oh, SMT on the highs. Gotta reverse it. Have to trust the S&T on the highs for it to maybe come down into here or something. Although midnight seems like it's reasonable. Come on. You know what? The reverse button's actually probably killing me on slippage too. So I'm just gonna mark it in and out of the contracts. I have to trust midnight here. We have no time. We have no time to be second guessing. We just need to rip it and hopefully it works. 15-minute looks good for expansion to the upside. Huge candle wick on that 15-minute too. So really don't want to ask too much out of the expansionary move here, at least for the next 5 minutes. We can get back to the open and just kind of see where we're at. Yeah, getting shoved a little bit. See if that order block holds us without getting me stopped out. Probably just end up having to re-enter anyway. 5 minutes. Don't dump it. Yeah. I don't. It's gonna be really hard to carve out 85 points worth, like especially with the ranges not being as large as they are. It's gonna. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. It's gonna be tough. I just need more size. Oh no, I just sold some. Gotta add it back. I accidentally fat fingered it on my keyboard. Yes, it's still crawling up. I feel like NQ is just gonna explode to the upside if it's gonna move. 56. Four minutes. This price is just too slow, man. It's gonna be so hard to make AGs. I just need a real ripper of moves. I need like big volatility swings if it was even close to possible. Like even these ranges are just so small. It's gonna run up here, and then we'll short it again, I think. That'll probably be the move. So we'll go there. We'll just put that in as our like target. Yeah, 2400. Doop doop. Doop 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 doop. Dun, 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 dun. Let's look at the 15-second. A little 5-second chart action. Moving the stop to even now. I might just wait till 1 o'clock to jump up into this area. I'm pretty confident in that draw though. I'm officially done for the week. Sounds good, man. It was a pleasure being there with you too, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, Emmanuel. I hope you have a good, great weekend. I guess I'll stick around and do this for a little bit, but we will cut it soon just because I'm curious. I at least want to see how the 1 o'clock open works out. Let's actually rip away the stop, see what happens. But yeah, man, have a great, no problem. I'll probably text you on DS after. Okay. Yeah, sounds good, man. Sounds good. I'll be around. I apologize in advance if I don't have my phone on me, like at my hip, but I'll definitely be around. And yeah, sounds good, dude. Take care, okay? Thanks for coming by. 1 o'clock open in like 10 seconds. There it goes. Take me into my target. Literally wish we had more leverage. Oh, this is so painful. Oh, I got 45 subs. Let's go. Sick. Glad everybody's enjoying it. That's cool. Thank you very much, man. I'll take it. Take care and keep pushing. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate everybody's enjoying the content and everything. Um, I'll do my best to keep up with it as much as I can, you know, as far as other life stuff doesn't get in the way. I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out and checking it out. It's always a good time chilling out with everybody, having a good time on stream. So thank you, dude. This is dreadful, though. I'm watching this is absolutely painful. It's just a slow, slow, slow melt up. I want to buy more. I'd like to buy more, please. I'd like to buy more, please. Please, sir, may I have some more? Because that was going to happen. Yeah. Let's just hit that limit so I can get off, right? So I can be done? Will the market give me that? And we could say we did half decent. But then I'm going to feel like I need to short it again, guys. So it's like a lose-lose. I'm going to be stuck here all day. What am I supposed to do? What's a man supposed to do? My laptop is breathing so heavy. I literally don't know why. Like nothing's running on it besides TradingView. Calm down, bro. You guys hear this thing? This is ridiculous. Oh, check out my brand, by the way. Sorry, we only ship to the US, but it's Avanti. Um, Avanti Clothing, avnti.co. That's what I'm wearing right here. All right, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Buy more. I'd like more, please. Please, sir. All right, guys. If honestly, if this is gets stopped out, we're just gonna call it. Oh, I just realized I don't even have a stop, so there's no way for it to get stopped out. I'll just have to manually kill it. But yeah, great day today. Really nice. We did well on the actual challenge account. Solid trades. Played shorts this morning really well. Reversed for some longs as well, I believe. Go back and check out the stream if you're interested. When I was like seriously trading, this is obviously the dumbest thing you could possibly ever do. So don't do anything that I do when I say I'm done and for entertainment purposes only. Here's that melt up. Let's see, guys. Oh, I shouldn't have moved that. Can I undo? Oh, all right. That just cancels it. So now I have to run all the way up to this gap. Let's just draw a nice little line of Rooney there. So that's the gap that we were looking for. Congrats to us. We've officially made about a third of the 90 some points back, which is funny. That's going to be it. I mean, if I stayed for this, would it be worth it? No, it would not. So there you go, into that gap. That's going to be it. We could reverse it to see what would happen. Maybe we get a couple more bucks. Could we get a 60-point move? Is that possible, guys? Can we reach the goal? All the way down into this balance price range. That'd be 40 points. Not quite enough, but something nonetheless. But I think ES may want to go up to that midnight opening price. So anyway, we're going to call it there. Let's just be done. Right off into the sunset with our little win up into this target. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Have a great night. Hope everybody has fun. Thanks for tuning in again. Appreciate. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if I said the same thing 8 times in a row just now. I'm just exhausted talking to myself, and Luckily, not myself all day. Luckily, I had some cool people in here today. Thanks, guys, for checking it out. Check the description for the Discord link. If you can't breathe through your nose like me very well, these are really helpful. I have a link for those as well. It's intake breathing. If you like my shirt, I sell those. So you can always check that out too. And if you like my trading, come watch. I'm live every morning except for Thursday mornings. Yeah. Okay. Take care, guys. See you later. Peace.